Welcome to Unrolled, episode number 72. This is the worst cigar podcast on the internet. My name is Mike, and across the table from me is Chuck. Right over here is Drew Carr, and our guest today, our very special guest, is Jonas Cathey.
Hello, hello.
And Jonas is going to entertain us all for 2 hours, and we're just going to stare at him. I like that idea.
I think it's fair.
I'm pretty tired, so I'm glad you brought coffee. Where did you bring coffee from, Mr. Jonas?
Well, this nice little place is getting ready to launch in downtown Wood River on Ferguson called Rachel and Company Coffeehouse.
Nice.
It's a little venture. My wife and I are getting ready to kick off to kind of help keep downtown alive.
Well, Drew's been doing CPR down there for 16 years, so it's nice that finally somebody else got on board.
The patient's still dying.
Oh, yeah, the patient of Wood River is still dying, not Drew's patients.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I haven't lost anybody.
Right. Let's clarify.
Sometimes I wonder if my neck's going to work afterwards.
No, yeah, you know what's...
I always wiggle my toes after he pops my neck.
Yeah, I do too. Especially when...
Do I feel him?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm all right.
I could have...
Guys.
Yeah. So, Jonas, what's the actual address of Rachel and Company? Because we're almost out of time when people stop watching.
Rachel and Company is at 84 East Ferguson Avenue, Wood River, Illinois.
So you are a Ferguson address.
We are a Ferguson address.
Because it looks like you're the door's kind of on the other street, whatever that. What's that? What's that crossroad?
First Street?
Is that First Street?
On First Street.
Yeah. So beautiful little place. Looks like an old service station. Gonna have some outside. You had a little going away party for the last people, and a kind of a celebration of you guys coming in.
Yeah.
I went down there. It had music out there, a bunch of people. So it was a good turnout. Your marketing's been fantastic, man. At least online, it's been beautiful. What you've been doing there. Looks like your grand opening is going to be this Saturday, the 15th.
That's correct. Saturday the 15th from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll start it out, and we'll have a little door prizes, maybe some free giveaways for people coming in, and then we'll also launch some gift cards. So it'll be a good time.
Nice. Excellent. So Jonas, why coffee? Why Wood River, and why now?
Well, Wood River, I really like the momentum of where downtown Wood River is going, and it is the place I'm raising my 5 kids. So I figured I'm doing a little investing around the region. Why not do some investing there? So I really liked what the Russells were doing. Andy and Katie Russell were doing in the downtown Wood River area. And when I heard they were leaving, I figured this is our time to grab a little piece of it. So
nice. Got
with them, snagged up the building, and I wanted to keep the same thing because coffee shop. Why not? I mean, coffee is the fuel for conversation. It's the fuel for momentum, and I want to keep it going. And plus, I want a place to be able to bring my clients that can facilitate that kind of stuff.
Right, a little classy joint. What you've done already looks really great. Any exterior paint plans or anything? Or are you just gonna leave it as is for a while? It looks pretty good now.
I like the way it is, with the exception of we have a big wall on the Ferguson side that I want to do a mural, like an actual painted up, full 3D rendition mural of like the entranceway to downtown Wood River. So I'm gonna try to commission the city for that. But I think the mural stances, they're kind of in limbo right now. So I'm getting ready for a town hall meeting that I have to go to meet and greet. So I'll throw the idea, put the bug in their ear, see if I can plant the seed.
Nice.
So how do you feel coming in, investing with this other group of investors that has thrown some weight around down there?
Well, that's a slippery slope with me there.
We talk local politics all day today.
We are not.
No,
we're not.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to dive too much into that, but another reason I wanted to come in is because outside investing coming in, we've seen that in Wood River's history in the past. And what I want to do is I want to come in and keep it local. So I want to work local, I want to shop local, I want to stock local, and I want to work with other business owners like Mike and everybody that's around the area, Burger Bar and the
Good
pizza
burgers.
joint. They are good burgers.
They got good burgers.
Still haven't eaten there.
Yeah,
Very
really good.
burgers.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So I had their cheese fries with their dirty fries, which is chili and
Right.
cheese on top of fries.
Right.
I didn't like that, but I had the tots last time I was there, and that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got those little corn nuggets too. Those things are fire.
I have not tried those.
Is that fried corn?
Yeah.
Nice.
You know,
I'm so excited they had a pizza burger, though. I'm so excited.
Fuck, I haven't gotten one of those since, where was I getting pizza burger? Oh,
School.
Fast Eddie's Chicken.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they still have
Charlie's Pizza Burger is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I remember that back in the high school days.
I remember. I just try not to eat too much of that stuff.
yeah, I tried to acquire another building down there, but I think those other people were looking at it too, and it was one of those giveaway buildings where they're just going to give it to you.
Yeah.
But you have to do some improvements. And the hoops that were made for me to jump through to do that I don't think were made for the other people was quite high, which kind of upset me, being as that I've been down there for so long and could bring more value to the area, you know, so that we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I agree. I agree completely on that end. And it again, that's a little bit of a slippery slope because of the money being invested. So now what they have invested in them as people, but I think this should be for us by us.
So, I mean, how big was your kickback after you bought the building?
Oh, to pay to the...
Yeah, your political contributions. Did you disclose that whenever you're trying to pick that building up? Or
no.
did you not think that was part of the game?
Oh, I didn't think that. Yeah, apparently I was mistaken.
It's fucking politics, bro. You gotta pay somebody. You can't get nothing for free.
That's right.
I got free bricks, and so far it's cost me like $500.
Those classic antique historic bricks.
Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not even. They're the heavy bricks, though. I can tell you that much. I am beat. But yeah, no. I mean, it's So what's coming down there? Some kind of Mexican restaurant. It's a restaurant tour. I thought.
That's what we need.
Well, so it'll be higher end than.
There has to be
this
15 in a 5-mile radius.
Well, it'll be higher end. It'll be something like.
Like a street type situation.
Yeah.
We need a damn decent steakhouse somewhere. That's what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be like a good quality steak too.
Or
Right.
a diner.
Yeah.
Or an old school pancake ranch style diner.
Yeah.
We still
I'm
got
telling
village.
you, that would come right
Like
back.
with a shoulder cooking there and stuff, that'd be really cool.
Right.
That was actually my first vision, was a diner, a classic pancake ranch style diner, and we were gonna name it Y'all Come Eat. And we were actually looking at the 6th Street Diner,
Right.
and it was on the market for like 380 something days. And then the day I go to put an offer down on it, offer was accepted on it. So it just wasn't meant to
It's
be.
kind of got a bad rap, though, don't it, from the businesses that have been in it in the past?
Well, it's taken what,
Kind of got a...
two car hits? You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of had a rundown service, and then it kind of had a bad food rap, and then it kind of had a...
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
been
it did,
been
you're not wrong.
it's been closed long enough now, though. I think it'd come back. I just don't think
Small
that.
town like Wood River, I think they remember that stuff.
Well,
So-
I think marketing isn't to
Or-
the town of Wood River.
Yeah.
though. That's the thing. Like they're really marketing outside of Wood River. Like I go to that 1929. When's is Bagel Place open yet?
So no, it's I'm unsure. They've moved the date a couple times, but I'm actually pretty excited for that because now we can get a good lox and bagel downtown Wood River. That's
Right.
going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and so that business is set up to actually wholesale out. So like,
Yeah.
that's something that you could put in, or Rachel could put in there some bagels and some different cream cheeses, stuff like that, and it's super close. So,
Yeah.
New York style bagels in Wood River. So, but it only time will tell. Like if the revitalization will keep going. A couple of people didn't get elected that probably should have, and so I'll be kind of interested to see what happens from there.
Yeah, me too. And you're right. It's just it is a matter of time. But now that I'm fortunate enough to be able to invest a little bit down there, I definitely want to do my due diligence as part of this community to do positive, because my childhood was so negative. So
Right.
now it's kind of me paying for the sins of our fathers.
Sure.
Wood River suffers from too many old people that like to drive empty streets and charge.
Yeah.
That's what Wood River
No,
suffers from.
in this election.
They just get mad when it starts filling back up again because now they got to deal with it all.
Well,
over.
this election proved that too. The town itself isn't ready.
No.
So, Drew, I completely hijacked the first part of this. So you want to do your?
No,
Damn
go ahead,
question.
keep going. I'll do
Oh,
questions
damn
whenever.
question.
But
Did you
Yeah.
grow up Wood River?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I went to Wood River. I graduated in 99.
How old are you? 99?
So, yep, I'm 42.
So you knew Jamie and Jeremy Brenner.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I used to hang out with them guys.
Yeah. So I actually...
And Justin, I can never remember Justin's last damn name.
I actually...
Big stout. Little stout dude, I should say. I can never remember his name.
Yeah, no, Dale Hannigan was his cousin, and I actually grew up with Dale Hannigan.
They lived behind Hit and Run.
Yep.
His cousins lived behind Hit and Run. And
Yeah,
Justin actually
lived.
Well, I don't know that they lived there because every time we went, I used to sleep there every once in a while because I would run from Bethalto down there and I would go home for days.
Where did you go to Bethalto?
Yeah, I went
Did
to
you?
Bethalto. Yeah, which means I couldn't go anywhere near Roxana back then. But cool. Woodard was cool.
Yeah.
So
It's the Finland.
I couldn't go. You could if you were from Bethalto, you couldn't go anywhere near Roxana. There's like a line that you don't even know exists.
What would be in
Roxana?
What would be in Roxana that you would even go for?
Girls.
Fair.
That was back in the day too, to where you couldn't do 36 and a 35 on the main street
Right.
Central.
in Roxana, or you were getting a ticket.
Yeah. Now you can do 50. They don't care.
Yeah, everybody does. It's like I just have PTSD from getting pulled over down there. I still drive slow.
Yeah, I used to hang out with him
So do I.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like weeks on end.
Yeah. I kind of hung out a little bit of everywhere. I was Edwardsville, Alton, Bethalto, a little bit of everywhere.
And that reaffirms, because Drew was telling me you were coming on, and I was like, I know that name. I think I know that dude. Or at least I've heard something about that dude. And I was like, but I think I heard it from somebody whose name I don't even mention because I don't respect him enough to mention his name.
Fair enough.
And I said, I've heard bad things about him. I go, but you know what? The dude I heard him from ain't no count. So
Right.
Listen, my man, if you
I
don't
was
have...
just trying to figure out how I knew your name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up here, but, my stance on that is if you don't have any haters, you're not doing it right. So it's just kind of how I stand on that and where that goes.
I must be doing it real well right now.
Yeah, see? Killing it.
Real well right
Yeah, I
now.
wouldn't worry about this. This guy hates me too. So
Right.
my best friend though, in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
In person, he's my best friend. He's probably your best friend too. In person.
Yeah.
He's everybody's best friend. In
There
person.
we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm clued in.
Those people are awesome.
Those people are awesome.
They are awesome.
I'm clued in.
Great. Just wonderful individuals.
Oh.
That they are. Wonderful individuals.
So you got your own. So the previous coffee shop. I want to go back to it real quick. For anybody that's been there before, it is 100% different than what it was before, as far as the type of coffee you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the product it's not even the same playing field.
Right.
Where what the Russells did was their own field, their own thing, and what I enjoy is what I wanted to bring. And I enjoy a specific roast. I enjoy the science behind making it. I love how the Italians made coffee with pressure and temperatures, and
Right.
I just I'm in love with the full process. I've been doing it at home, and then inadvertently have taught my wife as well to do it at home. I mean, I've got a setup at home too that would make some coffee shops.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then so I wanted to bring that same feel. I just want to share it with people.
Right.
And I love conversation. I love people.
Yeah. No, I mean, just for anybody that had been into the previous ownership, it is not going to be the same at all. It's going to be your top tier coffee shop experience in downtown, whatever. Nice job.
Yes.
Way to go.
Every time.
Jeez.
This is why you were talking.
Right. Right. You good? You want to hit
What?
it? You want to hit it? There
Maybe.
we go. There we go. All right. Fuck. Fucking audio. Oh, now you
that's
fucked
bad.
it up. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Drew, you got some questions for our guests?
Drew in his notebook.
Sorry, just
Prepared.
So every
Drew's been writing in his diary.
every podcast we just have some questions, just kind of get the conversation going, which you've already started. So
Excellent.
We can skip them if you want. Or we
No,
can continue
no.
with them.
By all means, we
You took the time to write them down.
we
buddy.
need these questions.
Okay. First question: do you have any irrational fears?
Yes. So my biggest irrational fear is probably sleeping in a room with the closet door open.
That's really good.
No, it is.
Yeah,
I'm totally honest. You
Right.
want honesty, there it is.
Yeah.
No, that's a
My wife makes fun of me. My 6-year-old son makes fun of me.
Right.
But it's one of those things. There's something in that freaking closet. I don't care, and I'm 42.
I think
That's
it's
all right.
from the horror movies when we were a kid.
Yeah,
or something,
I don't
you know
know.
what I mean? Like
Yeah, maybe. I have to wrap my feet up where I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I have to
So
wrap my feet up where I can't. Something's gonna come underneath that bed and get my feet.
God
And
damn.
they have to be wrapped up. I can't sleep otherwise. I can't.
do you guys remember that movie Pet Sematary where that little kid Gage, when he turns into like the
Oh yeah.
monster
Yeah,
and he
comes
cuts
with a scalpel,
Achilles
yeah.
tendons?
With me, mommy.
yeah.
Yeah, I always think about that every time I'm sitting at the edge of the bed with no shoes on too.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That cat.
You got
too.
an irrational fear?
Do I?
Yeah.
Not being fashionable.
Fashionable.
Screws irrational fear.
I don't like weight on my chest. Like it makes me feel like I'm gonna die. So
Yeah.
So that's why jujitsu's been good, is because you have
Overcome
guys
that fear.
100 pounds heavier than you land on top of you, and
Right.
you figure out you're not going to die. But I mean,
You don't have to do jujitsu.
but a
for that
blanket,
shit.
but even on you, like
Really?
I can't breathe. So
Really?
it's a fear of having stuff on me like that bothers me. So
Yeah, and that's crazy. I wonder if that falls into almost like a claustrophobia deal.
probably a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's something that shouldn't make claustrophobic, you know. Like
Right,
a
right,
blanket
right.
shouldn't. So
Hey, everybody's got their own thing for sure. Like, I mean, that's why I'll be honest with how ridiculous.
Somebody out there?
Yes,
Who?
she's sweeping. So she looks like
Okay.
she's supposed to be here. I'm just
Okay.
gonna throw that out there.
No, random people come in and
just
start
starts
cleaning.
sweeping?
Yeah, they start
Randomly.
cleaning.
Man, I hope that happens in downtown
it
Wood
actually
River.
does happen.
It
It
does.
actually happens.
Yeah,
Take the
amazing.
trash out and everything.
yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah, they'll feed the fish.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. So
Yeah, we
just-
get old people to
Man.
come in all the time.
Hey, you just facilitate. You just let them happen, huh?
Whatever, man.
So I have a fear of. You remember that we're all old. So those rope rugs, that like they would just be like a little small area rug.
yeah, like in front of like the sink or something.
Yeah, right.
Grandma's rug.
Yeah, grandma's rug. I have an irrational fear of those. I fucking can't stand them. I actually have nightmares about them
They're slippery.
because you slip, and I will literally fucking wake up like that, bro. But I hate seeing them. I fucking hate every part of it.
Amazon order. No,
Yeah, right.
Right, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Gonna get one of them.
Dude, I fucking. It's not
This
like
will be great.
I don't panic when I see it, but I won't ever fucking step on one. To this day, I think I don't think I ever slipped on one, but I will wake myself up with a jolt from it. I will walk around them.
You don't-
I fucking hate those stupid rugs.
If you don't want Mike coming into wherever, just put a bunch of rugs
Put a
out.
bunch of
Yes.
rugs. Yeah, I won't do it.
Or funnel them in a certain area.
Right.
You got the rugs.
So, yeah. Right.
surrounding you.
Right.
Fuck, I can't get
I'll
out.
never go to the bathroom again. Like there's too many fucking
Just
rugs by
stand
the
there.
bathroom.
It's like trapping a demon with salt.
Right. I fucking hate those rugs, man.
All right, next question. Can you tell when someone is telling you the truth?
Yes, typically, and it's not really the words coming out of their mouth, but it's the psychology that they are inadvertently the message they're sending through their psychology, and I think that's how I've become so successful as a salesman, is because of my natural ability to read psychology.
Your bullshit meter's on point.
Yep.
There you go.
Does your gut have anything to do with that?
All the time.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but it is their tics and their emotions, their fidgeting, their inability to make eye contact. They're looking down and to the left or up and to the left. They're can't keep their hands still. It's just people are easy to read.
Well, it could just be on
whenever they're-
meth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's that.
but those people, because again, I'm from here, those people are easy to read as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're really easy to read.
They're mouthed out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they could still be telling you the truth and just be geeked out of their mind, you know.
Yeah, but
You know.
even geekers throw out a psychology.
Right.
I know a bullshitter to get you. I
Yeah.
know a bullshitter that'll tell you stories and you'll sit and you'll wonder, are those true? I mean,
Oh.
some of them
Right.
you can plainly tell aren't true.
I'm
But
not
some of them
saying-
you're like, I don't know.
I'm not saying I don't get fooled. I get fooled just like everybody else does with some people, but more times than not, I'm pretty good at reading people. I feel, and again, my wife. You talk to my wife or somebody that I'm close to, and they'd be like, he can't reach it. His daughters dirty work them every day.
Right.
So.
Yeah, like
There's that.
That's because you don't want to read
Right.
that.
Yeah, they scare the shit out of me.
You don't want to see that.
That's my other unrational fear.
is what?
My daughters. They scare the shit out of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the kind of neurology behind the listening to your gut situation? You ever heard? I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm not a scientist, but it's what I've read before.
Not a biologist either.
Yeah, you know. But so you have more neurons in your gut than you have in your brain.
Yes.
Like far more.
Yeah.
And it actually does run a background analysis of your environment situation. Okay. So they did a study like CEOs of companies rationally thinking about something or following their gut. When do they have the most success in particular situations? It was far superior listening to what their gut told them because it was able to process all the factors and variables in the situation faster and more effectively.
You know what my gut tells me every day?
What?
Please, dude, no more Mexican food. Please,
listen.
dude.
Yeah.
Then you drive past Taco Bell.
I eat next door
Oh yeah.
almost every day, all week long.
That's my favorite one as well.
It's
It's not my favorite one.
That's
It's
my
just the
favorite one
closest
around
one.
here.
It's the proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the closest one.
Proximity.
Yeah, so I mean, you can still get it wrong listening to the gut, but most of the time it's the right answer, you know?
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I mean, that's
That's
actually
silly.
pretty cool.
That's the only thing I listen to because there's nothing up here. So
Now does it change how you react? I mean, being good at reading people, do you react differently because of it?
Well, I would say yes, and then
I don't mean like on a personal
No,
level.
I
mean like
know.
if they're trying to get something from you.
I know exactly kind of where you're going with this as far as that goes. Yes, and no, and I guess that would be based on the situation of what my goals and outcomes are for the situation.
right.
So of course it would be altered based on what I want the outcome to be.
Every interaction's a transaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I think we answered.
Yeah, we answered it? Yeah, okay. This is, one of the passive statutes of limitations questions, but have you ever stolen anything? Money,
yeah.
candy, hearts, time.
All of the above. All of the above.
Who hasn't? I mean,
So yeah.
I'd like to see one person who's never lifted anything.
I bet they're out there.
Bro, I'm 44 years old. I just stole something fucking Friday.
I bet they're out there.
I walked right into Walmart. You want my recent theft story?
Yeah, of course.
I forgot Saran wrap up here, so I'm moving like 1,400 fucking red bricks, and you got to ask Saran wrap, or you're gonna end up with like 14 bricks by the time you get home. so I pull into the Walmart in some small town, and I walk in. I go to the stock room, and I go, "Hey." I go, where's that, I just find some Opie guy, right? And then I go, we're real country at this point. Like, the Walmart was small. That's how small the town is. And so I go in, I go, hey, where's that big thing of Saran wrap? He goes, oh, it's right around the corner. So I go back there and grab it. I go, have a nice day. He goes, you too, thanks. And then I stole the thing of Saran
Oh, so it's their thing on the handle that you, walk around.
Yeah,
Okay,
I left the handle. I just grabbed the Saran wrap.
grab the roll.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal that, dude. I mean, that's a disposable item anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I walked in all the way to the back of the store, grabbed this, and then walked out. So, yeah, fair.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
What?
I
40.
try not to now. For
But-
sure.
44.
But fuck Walmart.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the first time I've been in a Walmart.
Every
in, like,
time I go in
10
that
years.
motherfucker and I
Hate
get
Walmart.
those pans that you have to cook shit in for like Thanksgiving,
Right.
and they come in a pack of 3, I'll get like 12 of them and scan one. Fuck those people, making me scan that shit.
I try to get a 75, and
I don't do that.
They stop me because
I don't do that because everything I want is usually in the one corner. So I usually go in automotive because that's what I want. And I can check out right there and I can leave. And I don't have to deal with the customers or the employees.
Right.
So
And if you leave your drinks under your cart and you're going through to the one live checkout lane, and they don't scan them,
that's their
It's
job.
not your
is
fault.
that
It's their
theft?
job.
Nope.
Is that theft?
No.
That's their job.
So
That's a bonus.
you think that's a bonus
Fucking
item?
job.
You're just testing their performance.
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
Yeah. And
And
that's probably why we have so many self-checkouts.
Man, so this kid, when I was
Self checkout now, they scan the machine itself looks and sees what you have and somehow can identify what you have.
Really?
Yep.
wow,
Is that why they put the Gestapo at the front door?
It can count. It can count what you have in your cart. And it knows which items should be what, and it knows how much that item. So yeah, dude, that's.
And talk about profiling though.
That machine.
Those people at the front door, they profile like a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
The old lady walks by.
Life hack.
Who probably stole 10 things, and
Right.
they don't say anything to her. And I walk by, and they're like, "Sir."
Life hack. You don't have to stop. You don't have to stop. They can't do anything.
Right.
And if you feel like being an asshole, just go call the cops. You think I stole something, and just keep walking out the damn door. I threw my receipt at one of them one time.
Keep it.
Can I see your receipt? Sure. And I just kept walking.
Man.
But they're right. So I can go, say, looking like this, go buy something quick, look business-like, come in. But let's say I got short-sleeve shirts on, I got my sleeves out. They're stopping me immediately. You see your receipt.
They've only tried to stop me twice.
Twice?
And I think it's just because I look like the kind of guy you don't want to deal with.
So then they're like, they're done.
Right.
They're like, he's angry.
Right.
There was this kid when we were growing up, and he runs a restaurant, but I won't say his name. But he would one day took me with him to Walgreens, and he did this multiple days in a row. And this is back when the starter coats were a thing, right? So
Right.
the big bulky starter coats.
Yeah.
He'd walk in to Walgreens, go to the aisle where the cards were,
Right.
like the playing card, like the hockey cards or football cards, baseball cards.
Okay.
He would take the most expensive ones at the town. I think they were like Stadium Club or something. What they were called, like super. Like a box of them was $80 then. Right?
Okay.
He just stuffed them right down the front of a starter coat. He'd walk out with 2 or 3 boxes of those, and walk out. And so we went to his house one time, and he gave me all these, like a Frank Thomas rookie card and all this stuff. Dude, I went home and I felt so bad staring at those. I fucking took them back and gave them to him. I was like, dude, I cannot fucking have them. I felt so bad. Now I would have kept them because they're
Right.
worth a lot of money.
Sure.
I knew a guy that would take your order. Take orders. Like
And you go steal?
Yeah, you want jeans from the mall? What do you want? You want a shirt from the mall? What do you want?
That's awesome.
What do you want? Take your orders. He come in one time, and we hadn't seen him in like, I don't know, 3 months, something like that. And my other buddy, skinny blonde headed dude, you know what I'm talking about?
Not yet.
Side by side guy.
Oh, yeah.
Now you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It was actually his friend, but we hadn't seen him in like three months, something like that. And he come in, and he was telling us, he was walking a little funny. He was telling us about how he got shot in the ass, right? And he was one of these kids that he was a hardcore gangster. He wasn't, but he was telling this story about getting shot in the ass. It's completely off subject, but it's a funny story and it has him. So he's telling us the story about getting shot in the ass, and my buddy, he looks at him and he goes, wait a minute. He goes, you got shot in the ass. He goes, that means, because, you know, he was playing it off like he was this hard ass. Because that means you were asshole and elbows running away. And you got shot in the ass. He goes, that ain't gangster. We just started busting out laughing at him, and he didn't take our orders no more.
That was it, huh? The
We
shop
hurt his
was closed.
feelings.
Shit, we had recently we had that one guy can give him an order and he'd go and try to lift shit. And then downfall was he got busted wearing our company shirt.
What's the percentage on that? Like they get from the deal?
20%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 cents on the dollar. is what I
Actually
pay.
less because I knew it was hot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Like
you're
10
getting
10
what I
cents
give
on-
you.
10 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
How much risk are you going to take trying to get rid of this? Are you
Right.
going to get rid of it where the money is right
Right.
now, or are you going to take more risk than finding out where it came from?
Fast nickel or slow
You
dime.
just see that long draw over their face, they're like, right now.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So how do you engage with panhandlers on the street?
Typically, I mean, if I've got something in my pocket, I'll throw a panhandler, a little something. I mean, because you got to look at it 2 ways. It's either one of 2 things. They either need the money or they're doing business.
Right.
And regardless, business helping business.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Depends on the panhandler.
Yeah. That's what I
A
said.
buddy of mine showed me one time over in St. Louis. We went by and I gave this dude money, and he goes, "Don't give them money," and he drives off on us. And we had this kind of a little short argument, like, he needs, I got it, he don't. And we went back through a couple hours later, and we sat for a couple minutes. Like my buddy knew what time this guy got off work, I guess. And we followed him to a nice ass BMW.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, that guy makes more money standing on that corner every day than you make in a week. And I go, yeah, obviously he's driving a BMW.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's either business Or it's necessity.
Right.
But you can tell some guys are just down on their luck and need some money.
Yep.
And you can see that in them. So I'll give those people, if I've got $1 or whatever, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, you know, I'm not always cold-hearted, but sometimes I am because I think that sometimes it sets a bad example.
Them glasses send a different.
I don't disagree with
message.
that. What? That I'm cold-hearted?
Them glasses send that you are a cold motherfucker.
I'm trying to.
Glasses
Iceman. That's right, Iceman. I am dangerous.
Yeah. There's two
expecting-
O's and Goose.
We got a coffee guy here. I'm expecting you to start pulling creamers out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's this do for you?
Right.
But like there was a lady last summer for a week straight. She sat in between actually to Walmart was, right? And she had what looked like a disabled child with her. It was 105 degrees outside, and they had that kid outside for 12 hours sitting in the sunshine. And they could have gone somewhere else, and whether the kid was disabled or not, who knows? It was in like a what do you call it? Like a bassinet.
Right.
But the kid was like 10 years old, so the legs were hanging out, and it was laying there like, "Son, I have a disabled child, help." And I'm like, "Do you really?"
I'm
or
a
what?
terrible person.
You know.
Right.
But that's just too. I mean, so if the kid was disabled, why make her sit out in the
My
sun?
reaction to your description of that scene was.
It's just
I did that in my head.
so that stuff I don't like. I'm like,
the Helen
I
Keller
can't
joke.
support it.
That's like the guy in Alton. He's got a dog with like one eye, and you know, people more buy the dog food and everything else than they do that guy. But yeah, my problem is it's all situational. I'll buy a beer and sit down and talk with a homeless person or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's really all for me anyway.
Wait till you're coming back from the Tijuana border, across the Tijuana border. That's a
Whoa.
weird situation.
I just got done with
place,
that.
Man. Did you?
Just got done with that.
I come through one time, and there's all them panhandlers on the side,
Yeah,
and they're selling ice cream, and they're selling blankets, but there's also people just begging for money. And I'm driving by, and I see this dude in a wheelchair with a blanket on, but you can tell he's got both legs, right? He's got a blanket on. And then, like, not even 5 feet away, there's a dude with no leg.
Knuckle in it.
He was on crutches. There's a dude with no leg, and all I could think of in my head was, why don't the guy in the wheelchair give this guy
Yeah. It was like,
the wheelchair, and he take the crutches? He's got both his legs. It's messed up.
Couldn't believe the commerce that I saw coming back into San Diego.
Yep.
That was insane.
Yep.
Insane.
Yep.
how's the environment down there in Tijuana? I've never been there.
Tijuana's not bad, man.
Man, I'm from Illinois, so I thought it was actually pretty nice.
Right.
You know, like I thought it was pretty
Tijuana's
classy. It was nice.
Tijuana's just like everywhere else. You
It
got
is.
your bad spots and you got your okay
It's
spots.
not the like
No.
debauchery, like just complete, just. Shit.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. The cartels, they don't want that shit because it's attention. That's why they recently just apologized for killing. You know, hey, our men killed these people. Did they give up their actual men? Did they actually kill the people who did? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did that? Maybe not, but they killed somebody and said, hey, sorry, our bad. They don't want that attention. They're not going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's places you shouldn't go. Listen, don't go to Juarez at midnight in the really, really bad part of town and expect you're going to be okay.
Right.
Because you're not.
Right.
But
Stay
at the
out-
same time,
Stay out of the hills.
right, at the same time, like I spent 2 days in Rosarita, and Rosarita was nice as could be, man. I loved Rosarita.
Yeah, I was like in downtown TJ. I actually went there. That's where I had bariatric surgery. I just had a weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
And it was a phenomenal experience. The people were amazing. The only thing that I thought was kind of a sick joke is right before you pull into the medical facility, which was beautiful, was there's a freaking taco stand right there selling
Yes.
like OG real Mexican
Yeah,
tacos,
right.
and I was like,
And you ate
what,
one.
what kind of sick joke is this?
I mean, come on, man.
I couldn't
It's
couldn't
not.
have
It's
that.
not unhealthy.
Yeah,
that
no.
food's not unhealthy.
It's not, but like I was on a fast for like 8 days before you leave, and it was terrible. Oh, it was terrible.
What's your personal anthem or theme song?
FJ Outlaw Trailer Park. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know that song. I
No.
probably know it if I heard it.
Now you guys have to hear it.
I have to listen to it.
Yep.
What would you say, Chad?
I don't know, man. I'm a music lover, so
There's so many
Can't pick
choices,
one.
but
I can't pick one. There's no way.
I don't know.
No way I could pick one.
Oh, you guys got to
one.
know. You guys, I know you got one in your head. You wouldn't ask the question if you didn't.
Oh, I mean,
you've got one. Come on, Chuck. What do you got? You got one, man. Especially if you're a music lover. What do you got?
Depend on the day.
it depends on the day.
It would depend on the day, I guess.
There's a hierarchy. There's probably a top 10 theme songs, but like it just depends on the day.
I still don't know,
But
man.
if it comes on, Joe Esposito, Best Around, from the Karate Kid.
Very
I've
nice.
had it,
Well,
yes.
you say that.
Nice.
I know Mike's right off the bat now that you said it because you reminded me.
What?
Our theme, our intro to the Mike's.
Yeah. You the best. GMC for sure.
Apparently, that's going to be my granddaughter's theme song, too.
Right.
She loves that song.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
I don't know, man. I couldn't choose. There's no way I could pick one.
Wow.
No way. No way.
I know he's got one right there, too.
No way. No way.
You want to pick a genre and then go
I
from
mean,
the
I
genre?
could say one, but then I
So-
would immediately go, no, wait. This other one's
So
really
what would
super
be that
great,
one?
too.
Because I know it's been there. It's been there since you were asked that question.
Man, I still don't know. I really couldn't decide.
That's
No
excellent.
way.
That's good,
No
though.
way.
That is
Yeah,
good.
that is.
Music lovers, like, it is. It's a tough thing because there's so many genres to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the day, really. but
Right.
I
Yeah,
think-
it's situational. You know, like if I feel like I'm in the right state of mind, you know, just any old trap rap will fucking, you know, any old trap rap, anything from the gutter,
awesome.
I'm fucking in.
But I'm thinking about, like, if you just had, you know, your old school ghetto blaster on your shoulder and you're walking around, like, what the song are you playing that would...
Like if I went into Walgreens to buy like a Christmas card and I left my iPhone speaker playing loud as fuck like everybody does,
yeah.
like what song would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it'd be a bunch of different ones. Like I said, just anything. Fuck man, you could pick anything from like any Thug Motivation fucking, you know, Young Jeezy album and
Classic.
You know, yeah, I'll fucking get into it. So
Classic.
Oh, mystical.
no, I got Mystical living the next block up, so I'm kind of burnt out. That motherfucker be screaming all the time.
Danger! Danger!
Danger!
Piss on your porch and shit in your house.
Right. This dude's fucking everywhere.
Aggressive.
He was aggressive.
Right. Yeah, I saw him this morning. I went for a walk this morning, and he was out there fucking bundled up like it was 10 degrees. So, but he's still showing his 8-pack of abs. So dude's ripped as shit, bro. Just wearing a beanie every day, no matter the temp, and a sport coat though. So he looks nice. Yeah.
So he says, I like to party, but I'm classy.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. July he'll break out his Santa cap. So he'll have a Santa cap in July. That same guy that gets past fire in a fucking mop whenever he wants to fight. So, you know, it's a standard day in the hood.
And on the block.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there something that people consistently ask you for help with?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. I would say the only thing that I have to help daily with is when it comes to my industrial maintenance company. I'm a bit of a firefighter there. I'm always the guy they call whenever there's a situation to mitigate or a fire to put out. So, but that's cross-faceted. That's everything from operations to execution.
Yeah,
so.
but you're handling all the fucking shit that's burning. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's nuked, I'm the guy that comes in and fixes.
Heck yeah.
Chuck, welding?
Probably anything mechanical,
Yeah.
Does it ever get annoying?
which really, I mean, I don't know. I get myself into some situations sometimes that I end up just walking past every time I walk past it going,
Is there is there two of those back there now?
there's only one of them back there.
Oh, okay.
There's only one of them back there.
I must know more now. What do you got back there?
Just some motorcycles.
No, the square body.
Oh.
No, the motorcycle's easy.
Oh.
But I took the tank to Drew
Yeah.
because it was
Petcock
it
thing.
was beyond what I wanted to deal with fixing, and he said he could fix it. So
Right on.
he wants me to do something for him. So
There you go.
That fucking Challenger back there.
That's sick looking, isn't it? That's hot. Who's that?
the
Is
one
that
that's working
Wands?
now,
Yeah.
that's Wands.
The Wands? Yeah, it's
from
Wands.
Rose.
I like it.
Bro, that's sick looking. Yeah, I opened that garage door and I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? That's a nice looking ass you got. Yeah, for real. Dude, that car is sick. I like that all blacked out.
Yeah.
What do people come to me for? I don't know. Entertainment, I feel. Like, bro, when's the hood chats?
Business.
When's the hood chats come back?
Business. I see it all day, every day. Well, I was seeing it. I won't see it no more. I was seeing
Right,
it all day,
right.
every day. Business.
You mean like
Business.
creating connections?
Yeah, just
Floating
connection.
ideas, connections,
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fun to springboard shit, Like, we're old enough now. We've had our fans in so much shit, so...
There was a time that you could come in the cigar shop, and it was a literal think tank.
Yeah.
And it would actually generate how many times did that occur?
No, all the time.
You would discuss something, and then it would walk through the pawn shop doors.
Yeah,
walk
like
through those
manifest.
doors.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, we
Yeah.
had a
All the
circle.
time.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah.
circle there. We just
That's
sit in this
excellent.
circle,
That's
man, and we would literally, like, somebody would come in, sit down, and it's like, man, I'm having problems with XYZ. And then between 4 people, we could have literally solved those problems. If it was personnel, if it was this, if it was that, and I enjoy that, man. I enjoy connecting people, for different things. I also enjoy having a new phone number and no one knowing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this is...
I dream of the day.
This is like week 2, bro, and like even Craig, the coffee guy, right,
Yeah.
the bean guy, and he goes, "So why haven't you responded to my text?" And I go, "Oh yeah, I got a new number. My bad. Like, here's my new number." I was like, "By the way, I need another like 50 pounds." So but yeah, it's so yeah, there's a lot of people come to me and they're like, they do it all the time, man, and it's like anything from, hey, I need a drop off point because it's a shipping, they only go to somewhere commercial, or it'll be I want to start a bakery.
I'm a little angry about that, by the way.
What's that?
A little.
That we didn't get free street.
A lot of promises were made. A lot of things were said, and then they didn't come.
Oh well, it is what it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying about it, but
Right.
still, nonetheless.
Sound like a real Letterkenny thing right there.
Nonetheless.
That's what I'm saying about it, but nonetheless, it's a real Letterkenny fucking statement there, bud.
To be fair,
To be fair.
To be fair.
Who would you be from Letterkenny?
probably Shorzy.
Definitely Shorzy, bro. He would have his own fucking series.
Give your balls a tug.
Oh god, do you know who does that really well?
Or maybe the bird. Tit fucker.
Yeah, fucking Josh does a fucking really good Shorzy.
What? Give your ball. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my god,
yeah.
his voice is spot on for Shorzy. And so one night we were in there, and we just started firing him off, and he's like, "Fuck you, Jonesy! I fucking fucked your mom so fucking good. She sounded like a creaky chair." It was so great. We were all just like taking turns, But yeah, no, Josh is kind of spot on. I was like, that's what made it even funnier. What do people come to you for?
Yeah.
Drew?
What about you, Drew?
Fucking back,
Yeah, obviously.
neck, arm?
Fix my arm.
Fix me.
I've had a knot in my back for.
You
a
would be
week.
amazed that I've been closed every Tuesday for at least a dozen years.
Oh yeah, easy.
The schedule changed before, but every Tuesday for a dozen years, half day on Thursday always. And I'll not get a message the entire week from somebody, but on a Tuesday,
Right.
fucking Thursday, somebody will be
Can I
like,
get in?
"Can I get in today? Can I do this? Can you help me with this? Can you do this? Can you do this?" And I'm like, man, I just want to spend some time with my family. You know what I mean? Like, hang out and do something. But I feel bad, and so then I end up accommodating people.
That's why you carry that thing around your trunk.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a table, yeah. But that's really it. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people, but I can defer that to somebody else who has better connections or,
Right.
to help with
I
that
should
kind
do
of
that.
stuff.
Oh, did you lose your?
I lost my diamond. My sparkle's gone.
Yeah.
I have to get a new diamond.
This fucking podcast is over.
It's over. It's fucking terrible.
This podcast.
He
Is
loses that's because he carries everything around.
Dude,
in
this
his
place
pocket.
is this place. I lost my soul here. Like, I mean, there's this building
No.
just sucks everything away.
He lost his soul at the building in Alton.
No, that's true.
That's where
He goes
that's where
that.
it
There
disappeared.
it is.
Yeah, that's very true.
If you could choose your own life obstacles, would you keep the ones you had or change them?
Absolutely keep the ones I had. I would not change a thing. The struggles, the wins, the failures, it all led me to where I am now at 42, and I am pretty freaking happy with how it's turned out.
Nice.
What
Chuck,
obstacles?
the obstacles you have.
Damn.
Like,
What obstacles?
like
Don't have any.
being short.
Nothing's an obstacle.
That's a good.
That is a good
good
outlook.
mindset.
That is a good mindset.
I'd change mine. I'd like to have it reversed where like I had too much money to fucking blow. Like
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah,
You gotta
like,
spin this by the end of
Yeah,
the month.
exactly. Like I'd like to have different obstacles than what I had. Like
What,
tripping over bricks of
You
cash.
say that, but then I mean it's just a movie, but still go back and look at if you ever watched that movie, just look at all the stresses he had during that, all the stress that was put on him during that time.
Well, and that's because I have all my experiences, and then take that with that situation. But if you grew up in that situation, it's completely different. You know? So it's obviously you don't want to change anything.
Would you rather be him in Brewster's Millions or the toy?
I don't remember the toy.
Dang,
I don't remember that movie. Which one is that?
Deep, right there.
Which one is that?
The toy.
The toy.
Yeah.
Which one is
when
that?
he's hired by the rich dude to
be
the toy.
Yeah.
He's working in the store.
Okay, and that's the one where everything's like they set it to where everything's like a bright white, really clean looking. Is that the one, or is that's the Robin Williams movie?
Yeah. No, so
I don't
he's in
remember
a
the
store,
name of
right?
it.
He's like a worker in the store. I haven't seen it in 25
Yeah.
years. So he's a worker in a store. The guy who owns the store comes through, and his kid's a brat, like just a fucking turd. And he's like, I'm not happy with anything. But his dad owns this toy company. And this guy's in there playing with this, he's in there playing with this blow up thing, and he gets stuck in it, and he's making all these noises, being funny and animated. And the kid's like, I want him, and basically makes him a slave.
I remember that movie, but I don't remember. I remember the premise as you described it. I remember I've seen that, but I don't remember.
It's a very, very good movie, but I mean, I don't know which one I'd pick.
Well, I think we're all the toy in one way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah.
It's about it's about comp.
We're all in Illinois.
Yeah.
We're all business owners in Illinois. So
One way, shape, or form.
We're all slaves to the game.
So I'd probably, since I've already felt the latter, I'd probably go Brewster's.
Yeah.
I want to be sick of millions.
Right.
I want to hate the look of money.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I can't remember the end game of that. Like he had to spend a certain amount to get a certain amount. Is that what the deal was?
Brewster's, he had to spend a certain amount so he could get, and he couldn't tell anybody what was going on.
Is that where the Nigerians got the idea? Like the ones that called me.
You talking about the Prince?
Yeah, the Prince. Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm working with him right now. He has money bound up on me.
That's how I'm opening this coffee shop.
That's the outside investors I was talking about.
That's awesome.
He had to spend. I think it was like $3 million, or no, it was $30 million to get like some other large
300 million, something
like
huge.
that. Yeah.
Was this in the 80s?
Yeah.
That'd be way
it's
harder
Richard
to
Pryor,
do.
so of course it was in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah, I think this was pre-fire Richard Pryor too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just spend $30 million on cocaine?
Well,
No,
actual
that
real
was
Richard
reality.
Pryor probably did. Right. He probably did.
Wasn't in the script.
Right.
What is your favorite moonshine? Because you made it for a while, didn't you?
I still do. I'll never stop that. That's So my favorite is probably what my dad made. So my dad made a pretty amazing standard corn liquor, and I would say that flavor, and I've got that almost dialed into exactly the way I remember it as a kid, but he just did something that I'm missing and I'll never get back because he's passed on.
I think you'll find it if you keep.
I'm going to, but I think that is probably my favorite. But a partner and I, he has a farm in the Mulberry Grove area, and we grow sorghum. So we also press sorghum as well. So once a year we'll do sorghum molasses.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll turn that into a moonshine as well, and then I also age it. And so it's a nice aged whiskey moonshine that's a sorghum. It's almost like a liquid caramel. And it is phenomenal. I have to bring you guys some. Let you guys try it out.
Yeah.
So what would be the proof on that?
So usually about 130 is where I
130?
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a drinking, like I can make it as hot as you want. I don't really give it to anybody over 150-ish.
Right.
And if I do give it to somebody that's around the 190 proof, 180 to 190 proof, it's because they're making like mixers like apple pie.
Right.
Because you want the proof high when you're doing a mixer like that, because you get more flavor that way out of your flavorings you're added without killing the proof completely.
Do you cut it when you make those mixers like that?
Yeah, so you're cutting it with your fruit juices or whatever you're adding to it, your spice, even like flavoring like spices and sugars will cut down your proofing.
Sure.
And then it's almost impossible to gauge it with something like a hydrometer. where you're measuring the proof with a glass measuring device. So what you'll have to do is you have to do it based on mathematical measurements to know your end game proof. So 190 or 180 is a good starting point to be able to do the math to come down to, say, a 100 proof apple pie moonshine or something.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah. It's real nerdy shit.
Yeah, it is. And my dad was not into the nerdy stuff. He was, Tennessee. That's,
Right.
Stewart County, Dover, Tennessee. And he always made fun because I got into the technical stuff. And he's like,
He probably spit in his. That's
He-
what gave it.
yeah.
That's what gave
That's
it.
what you're
Yeah,
missing.
That's what you're missing,
What you
bro.
missing?
he teabagged it and handed it
Oh,
out.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
You already tried that though.
It was this.
so
I did.
I know you already
Yeah.
tried this.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I may have.
Yeah. Like that's.
I mean, it's alcohol. It's sterile again.
Yeah,
Right,
especially if it's 190 proof. It just felt cleaner.
Yeah. Right.
Chuck's got conspiracy talk he wants to talk about, but I have one last question. We always end on.
Where's the
So
Yep.
always end with the last question. It's I'm curious to hear the answers to this one today, because it's all fictional creatures.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's we do fuck, marry, and kill. Was the last question. Ronald McDonald, Burger King, or the Starbucks mermaid?
Okay, so
The
that-
Starbucks.
How you
mermaid?
having this? How you having sex with a Starbucks mermaid?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. She's got
It's
it.
on fish tail.
she's got to have something.
She's gotta
So
have
it's
So
gonna be oral sex. Then,
Think
I
about
guess?
Cher. She
Oral
turned
sex.
into fucking.
Ew, now I don't.
Ruined it.
So I'm
Now
definitely
gonna go ahead and pass on the mermaid.
I'm definitely going balls deep on the mermaid. I'm probably murking Ronald McDonald, and I'm probably marrying Burger King.
Yeah, he's got chicken fries.
He is
Yeah,
the king.
Yeah, I mean he is the king, right?
He's the king.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I think Ronald would be hard to kill. He's murdered millions.
He has.
Still does.
Every day.
It still does.
Billion
Right.
served, right?
So
Billions
much heart disease and diabetes that
Oh,
it's.
man.
Billions served and millions dead.
I think I was almost a freaking victim of old Ronald.
Gonna have to. I don't know. I same answers. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to agree the same answers. King's a king. He's got all the power. Whopper's a better burger too. So
I just don't know if
I
could
agree.
Look, I don't know if I could look at that every day.
The
Really?
king?
Yeah. It kind of freaks me out.
You got big cheeks and huge face, and
right.
Yeah.
Shit freaks
it-
me out.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
I mean, it kind of does. I
Oh,
think
he's got
I
that smile.
I think I'd have to. Yeah, definitely. I'd
Wow.
murder that motherfucker. And then, God, Jesus.
But I
Yeah,
mean, that's
that is
gonna haunt you too.
Huh?
Yeah, well, watch that. I mean, he's already got dead eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you know he's dead? That's
Right.
gonna.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have an irrational fear of the Burger King guy instead of Ruggs.
I'd
Why- yeah.
marry the mermaid. And then, yeah, I guess I'd have to fuck the clown.
Man,
Would
okay.
it make a honk sound?
I mean, I'm sure it's a possibility.
I know a guy that was married to a deaf girl. He says that's the sound she makes. Honk sound.
Really? She's hung?
I think that I would marry the mermaid. Couldn't bone her because of the fish smell, but you could use her as a sideshow attraction
Oh.
and make consistent money the rest of your
Oh,
life.
he's looking for supplemental income. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking. Now that's a
Right.
businessman right there.
Fucked up, dude.
Hey, she should have been standing there. I would. Let's see. Kill the Burger King, and I'd have to bone Ronald. He knows his way around, I think. And then maybe, he could get his ice cream machine fixed too while we were doing it, so I could have some ice cream.
That's messed
Yeah, no, that thing's still broken.
Yeah, it's still broken.
Yeah, that thing's gone.
Oh, it started working on Ridge and it burnt the building down.
up. Right.
That's
that
why
what
that
it
one
was?
caught fire.
I think the rats finally got through the concrete. That's what
Right.
I think.
They've been
Probably
chipping
burnt
away
that
for
building down.
decades.
Man, dude, that's just the weirdest shit. Have you ever put the stuff in one of those soft serve machines? Just a bag of liquid.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah,
just the
yeah.
weirdest
Fake-
shit.
fake shit.
Yeah, that's right. Weird.
Yeah, what kind of conspiracies you want to talk about, Drew?
Hey, you know what? Whatever you want, man. Jonas said he's down.
Yeah, I'm gay.
I mean, there's so many.
I just got a message.
What?
Hey, Mike, welcome to the Alton Main Street Board of Directors.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations!
That's what I'm talking
Step
about.
closer to mayor.
Yep, a little bit at a time.
I was watching videos on Flat Earth last night.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and I got to say that, first of all, I don't think the Earth's flat at all. But they got
They put some compelling arguments.
So the ones I was watching last night was about the maps. And what is all that land on the old maps all the way around before they discovered Antarctica? And why has it got alligators on it? And why has it got...
It's because the axis turned.
Why has it got...
What was north was in the middle.
Yeah.
But there's no ice on the old maps at all. North Pole's not covered in ice. There's no... So you gotta wonder. So I mean, it brings up there's a bunch of different. You can bounce off that with a bunch of different ways. Like how old are those? How old are those? Those maps are this old, but did they copy them from maps before? Like how old is the historical record that map came from? That there was no ice. That it was before an ice age, maybe.
I think that the Earth has been reset numerous times, and our civilization has been reset, with so many survivors that have repopulated, but I think that that's all covered up, and I think that somebody knows exactly when and how and what happened, but...
I don't think nobody knows when, and I don't think nobody has it. I mean, it's probably under Vatican City somewhere in their massive library, but I don't think they know... I don't think they know. I don't think they can pinpoint exactly how old it was. You know what I mean? Or what was actually here before. Obviously, something far, far more technical. But then that's the same thing, too, though. I mean, technological advancement then and technological advancement now probably wouldn't be the same anyway. So,
it develops on different lines, right?
So probably won't be the same anyway. So who's to say that they were they more technologically advanced than we are now, or were they differently technologically advanced? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Didn't we talk about one time about the harmonics and the motors and all that stuff, how they run on harmonics?
They rediscovered. The vibrations,
Yeah, so like they wonder how the pyramids were built. They say we can't do it now. Well, maybe they had a whole different technology back then that we lost and don't know about, right? So
it's a different. We're more mechanical. Maybe they were more of a. You know what I mean?
Like energy or,
we're
using frequencies and energy.
Or a different energy was harnessed to utilize for the making of that. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they've what was the mechanism they found underwater that was astronomically ancient, and it was it had gears. That was
a Thicera mechanism or whatever. It was like I thought it was like an ancient computer.
And they said it could tell the time by the second. Whenever if it were operational in theory.
Well, Da Vinci had some stuff though that he built, mechanisms that he built that were extremely puzzling to people who don't know what they were.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's some things there, and he can't be the only one. There's no way he was the only. That'd be like saying Einstein was the only one, or Tesla was the only one, but we know better because we have that history. We know Tesla wasn't the only one doing these energy filled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so there had to be others other than Da Vinci. He's just the one we got.
So I want to go into that energy thing, but first I want to talk about with the flat Earth. Why do you think that there's those no-fly zones? Like you can't go to Antarctica and fly over Antarctica.
So the story on Antarctica, not the conspiracy story, the government story is because it's like a what do they call them? Sovereign zone? Is that what they call it? Nobody has jurisdiction. Everybody's allowed to go there and do their research.
Like international waters or something kind of deal or whatever.
Yeah, everybody's allowed to be there. There's no, when you get down there, there's no, I'm Russian, I'm American. There's none of that. No matter what's going on elsewhere, there's none of that shit is going on down there. I mean, that's the story on it.
Yeah. Yeah, even 30s and 40s, the Nazis and the Americans were researching there at the exact same time.
Yeah.
They both had camps not far from each other, working there at the exact same time.
Yep. So, I mean, you can go to the North. You can go all the way to the North Pole. You can go all the way. I don't know that you can go all the way to the top, but you can go all the way. It's Antarctica's the one that they don't allow you to investigate, and they blur out on maps, and it's,
which is just super strange.
I mean, kinda. I mean, I could see. I don't trust the government at all, so certainly there's something nefarious going on down there. But I mean, are we just hiding your normal nefarious shit? Your normal nefarious shit, or are we hiding extraterrestrial nefarious shit? I mean,
it could be a little bit of both too. I mean, it's just we you know for a fact that something is being hidden, and the reason that was chosen is because of how remote and restricted the location is.
Right.
You want to hide something? Where do you put it? You put it where nobody can go.
Right. And they're saying now that it's not all ice down there anyway.
Oh, really?
That there's I think I've read that someplace. Yeah, that it's not all. That it's not that there's Antarctica's a big landmass, and they're saying that it's not all covered in a sheet of ice. That it's not all what you think it is, like freezing cold and sub-zero temperatures and.
Yeah. So with the energy thing, do you think that our lack of progress in energy, in advancement of our energy use, is due to oil companies and the government?
I don't think there's a lack of progress. I think there's a lack of known progress to the civilization.
That's what I mean. So like you know, you
very much so. It's all money.
They could have discovered 0-point energy where they're harnessing it from air.
Dude, I think that they can cure everything with energy. I think that they can. I do. I think they can. So, I think they can extend your life and everything else. I think that they've got one of my favorite movie quotes is in Stargate. You've seen the movie Stargate?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask Mike because he wouldn't remember if you had seen it. You seen the movie Stargate?
One
of my favorite quotes.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's got Kurt Russell in it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite quotes is Raw. Goes, your bodies are so easy to repair. Why would I not choose? I came here because I was dying. I found you, and your bodies are so easy to repair. And if you think about the human body, there's not really anything complicated in it. It's just, I mean, it's complicated because you don't know what it is, but
it's a fancy meat sack.
Right. I mean, they tell you it's complicated, but if you're this, I just don't think, I don't see as to how they can't know already.
So what does it come down to? Does it come down to like keeping everybody as wage slaves? Because what the reason is, because if the medical industry could secure everything, they have no money.
Right.
If the petroleum industry can't sell that shit,
now we're narrowing
they make nothing, right? So what is it for? Is it all just to keep us a slave to an imaginary dollar to keep us working?
You're absolutely right. It is.
Well, first of all, you're never going to get rid of oil. Never, ever, 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 ever. Even if they come out today and they go, we can put this in your car and your car can run forever, and you never have to buy gasoline again. You never have to buy this again. You never have to do this again, and your car will run forever. You're still gonna have that enthusiast market that is like, that's cool. I'll drive that every day, but I still need my 454 that spits raw gas out the tailpipe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's so much of that across the globe that you'll never get rid of it. They can still make their money. They'll probably be like a niche market, but there's plenty of money in a niche market. So,
well, I can tell you what's going on right now in the oil and gas industry and in the coal burning industry specifically, even the ethanol industry. It's a nightmare. And if people knew how close we all are, I work with the power companies every day. I keep their boilers online. I keep every power plant in the region running functionally. And if people knew how close we were to a blackout, to a serious depleted power grid that is in severe need of an overhaul, and no money being put in at all.
Oh, yeah.
No money being put in these facilities. Maintenance facilities are being cut in half. Maintenance numbers. We have went from a reactive to a preventative maintenance to a reactive maintenance.
Yep.
And my crews are running around the clock emergency response to keep these struggling plants going.
Well, yeah, because they put so much strain. Everything is electric.
And
everything. So
and
put
that
so much strain.
doesn't make, and the wind, the solar, the hydro, even the nuclear doesn't do it like coal does it.
Well, and even if it does, it's still got to run across the same infrastructure.
That's
It's
right.
still got to run through the same substations, through the same with
Yeah.
with 40-year-old capacitors, and
It
I don't know the technical name for
junk.
everything, but
Yeah.
right, and it's all garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are they shutting down plants then?
Well, the region here, state of Illinois, it's all legislative. It's
Yeah.
all a leftist idealism to run on a more clean, the big green deal, the clean natural energy, but which is great. We should think of subsidies to help the environment if it's needed, but you gotta
There's
get.
no such thing as clean energy.
There is not.
No,
There is
such thing.
nothing. There is no such thing. You're correct.
I mean, not in
But a
the
reduced
civilian
emission.
not in the civilian knowledge base anyway. Not that we know of.
Yeah, I mean everything it takes to make the battery is terrible for the environment.
But
Oh,
they're
dude,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
implement. They're trying to implement these things before we have it a subsidy in play,
Right.
and it's a failure. It's a complete failure.
The pictures that come out of them cobalt mines. They come
Oh
out of
my
them
gosh.
cobalt mines. Oh man. That's what you're supporting.
Oh, and
That's what you're supporting in your cell phone.
phones,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, it's I don't know. That makes, but it's the same. Listen, it's ignorance is what it comes
It
down
is.
to because the people that are all electric, they close their eyes and ears to that. They don't want to see that. They don't. They only want to see.
They're like,
Just
oh,
like
I plugged my car in, but yeah, but what charge your
Where
car?
does that come from?
just like the
Yeah.
oil people, the gas people, they don't want to see that Tesla can do 0 to 60 in 1 second or some
Sure,
stupid
whatever it
insane
is.
thing like
Right.
that. Right? They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that car can probably outperform supercars. They don't want to see that. They don't. Oh, but it makes a whirring noise. It's not that bad. I've heard one.
But
Down
all
the
those
road.
Teslas-
It's kind of neat.
Were still built by power from oil
Right.
and gas.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
a closure. It's vegetarians
Yeah.
against meat eaters.
Yeah.
They proved in the 70s that plants know they're
Yeah.
sentient. They know they're alive. They communicate with each other. They feel pain. They respond to pain. They're not the same intelligence as we are, but they're intelligent. You can't tell that to the vegan people. They don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, and how many animals are killed
And you can't tell the
in monocrop agriculture in a field when they harvest it?
right.
Like millions, billions of creatures are killed.
Yeah.
Not only that, but that's worse on our environment than any coal-driven energy anywhere. The degradation of the soil.
Topsoil.
We've got
Yeah.
60 plants left, 60 seasons cycles left, 60 left, and then our topsoil will be degraded and we'll be watering our crops with Brondo.
Brondo.
So
I'll just get my produce at the store then.
at least it has electrolytes.
Right.
It does.
Yeah, it's
Brondo
gotta
has
have electrolytes.
Yeah.
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 So I mean.
Camacho
But you
for
can't tell
president.
these people that. You can't. I would vote for Dwayne Herbert
Camacho.
Elizondo
The-
Camacho. Totally would vote for that man.
We got this guy.
Seems like a good candidate.
He's smart.
Right. Right. Plus Terry Crews is absolutely hilarious.
Terry Absolutely.
Crews is
Love
the
Terry
best.
Crews.
Man. Yeah. What other conspiracies? There's so many. Like I don't even know. I mean, let me look up the top 10 real quick.
I mean, it's just the flat Earth thing can go so many different places without actually saying that the Earth is like flat. You know what I mean? I don't believe the Earth is flat. I don't believe it. I can stand on the beach. I can stand on Cocoa Beach in Florida, and you can clearly see a curvature in the water. You just have to understand what you're looking at. I can watch the ships leave from the port, and I can watch them sink. You know what I mean?
In the distance.
How do
So-
how do they flat earthers explain that then?
How do the what?
How do the flat earthers explain that?
They don't. They don't.
They just ignore it.
Yeah, they ignore it. They don't explain it. They don't. So I seen a TikTok, and it's just one of the ones I'm scrolling through, and where he was looking at a lighthouse, and he zoomed in. That lighthouse should be underwater if I'm here and if I'm here. He did the math wrong. No, the math's not 40 feet. It's like 4 feet, and you can clearly see that you're not. You know what I mean? You can clearly see that you can't see some of it. You know, and plus, what's your elevation? What's its elevation? There's so many things you didn't take into. Their theories are just so easy to disprove it once you start thinking about them.
Yeah, once you fall in that rabbit hole though on YouTube, you're like, Wait a minute, is this real?
I'm going to tell you, the airplane one got me for a minute until I actually thought about it. Because, well, why don't, if the Earth's round, then why don't the airplanes just keep going? Right? Well, they just keep going and going and going, you know, straight up. And if you don't think about it, if you just take it on its face, you're like, yeah, why is that? But then if you think about it, it's because they level themselves to the ground. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's their telemetry is based on this.
The horizon based on the ground.
It's based on the ground, not. But if you don't think about it, or if maybe you don't know anything about airplanes and you don't have the common sense to go to Google and look the shit up, which is, oh my God, the internet is full of.
It's great. I've never seen so many experts in one place.
Oh, wow. Experts that won't look nothing up.
It's wonderful. Yeah. I don't know. So I got vaccinated, so I can't get COVID, so I'm not worried about it.
You got vaccinated?
Ooh.
Did you really?
Yeah, I actually had to.
Did you get 1, 2? Have you gotten all 5 million?
2. No, I only had to get 2, and then by the time I got my second one, and by the way, I was sick with each one worse than COVID when I got COVID. It was terrible. But it was actually, unfortunately, with my industry, they were going through the scare as well. So they were like, all right, everybody to get in. Everybody to get in, they have to get it. So we had to do it. And then if you wanted to keep working the industry, and then finally after that, it was their turn to get it, and they were like, "Oh no, forget that. We're not."
That's. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. All them senators and all them people, they had it way before it was ever even offered to us. Way before. You got to know about. We really don't like talking about the subject because everybody's sick of fucking hearing it.
Fair enough.
I'm sick of fucking hearing it. But you got to understand where it came from, where the vaccine itself came from, how long they actually had something like this shelved, the things they had to do to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put it into. You got to understand all the things that happened before you can even say, I got vaccinated too.
Yeah.
I only got 1 shot because I had the reaction. I had and part of it was probably just anxiety.
What was it? Johnson & Johnson then?
I had I got the mRNA.
Oh, did you? Yep.
I had I did like a year's worth of research before I went and got the damn thing.
Yeah.
So I lost my mind. I had a complete and total nervous breakdown.
Oh no.
Complete and total. He'll tell you. I'm locked down, buddy. I was in my house. I would go outside because I'm not that fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right. But I was in my house. I was like, I would clean. Dude, nobody even came in my house, and I would wipe my doorknobs down every time I got up and moved. I would wipe my doorknobs. I had a complete and total nervous breakdown. Just some old trauma, just some old things, and it just triggered in my brain. Just went ah, and it did that for 2 months.
Dang. So when you came out, was it like a snap out, or was it a gradual?
No, it was a snap out. So because I obsess. When it happens, I obsess, and I read everything I can read.
Yeah.
Like I know about viruses now. I know viruses are fucking amazing, but I know I don't have like a scientific understanding, but I have a rudimentary understanding enough to make some fairly intelligent decision. But I read everything. I watched all the news conferences. I watched all the things. I read everything. Everything they put out, I would take, and I would read. And then if I didn't know the definition of something, because I'm that kind of person, I'd go look it up. I'd go look up what that word means. What's this mean? What's that mean? What's this mean? You know what I mean? I'd go look it up. And I'm going to tell you what did it. I read an article one day about how COVID is in our. So the news media just took it, fear campaign. Just ran the hell out of that fear campaign. None of it was true, or at least like 80% of it wasn't true. But one day they put out this article. I read it, and it was how COVID was on the air conditioning controls in her vehicle, right? And my brain went, well, if it's on my air conditioning, how did it get there? It only could have got there one of 2 or 3 ways, right? Me, my wife, my kid, and if my wife's had it, kids had it, and I've had it. So what the fuck do I care if it's there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it literally broke me. It broke the side. And now it took a while for me to rotate back, to end it all and rotate. In fact, I'm still dealing with anxiety from it to this day. And it took a while, to come back around. But it's that's what broke me.
Yeah.
Their own fear campaign hit something, might finally touch something rational in my head, and broke my cycle and broke the cycle for me. So
Well, at least you came out of it. I mean, that's great.
So I've talked about that several times. The mental damage they have done to how many people didn't come out of that? How many people will never come out of that?
Or the kids.
And why is nobody responsible for what the media? I'm not even talking about COVID or Fauci or the media. The psychological damage that the media cycle did to millions of people. I'm sure it's millions of people.
More than that, I'm sure. I mean,
millions of people.
Yeah, well,
and they're still doing it. They're still doing it. That vaccine fear is psychological damage. It is.
That steps back into what you said earlier, Drew. It steps back into the control, the keeping people
it's all
wage slaves.
It's all money.
Yep.
So I think with the vaccine, though, I think that I don't think that's not how our immune systems work. You didn't need 2 shots. You didn't need that booster. Our immune systems don't learn something and then go, oh, I forgot a month later. Yep. I need reminded. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. So the new ones that they've adjusted to treat this version and this version, fair enough. I'm not going to go get them, but it's dumbed down so much, but that you don't need it. But
I think I'm done too.
Fair enough. You know what I mean? But you didn't need. So the whole thing with that is you've got a government willing to buy whatever the fuck you're going to sell them. Yeah, you say I need this much? Okay, I need this much. Why, as a pharmaceutical company that is there to make money, why would you not take advantage of that and go, well, you need 2 doses? Yeah, everybody needs 2 doses. Nice. Now instead of selling $7 billion, you're selling $14 billion.
Well, especially if you have no responsibility for the outcomes of that shot.
Exactly. Right. Well, but there's responsibility.
No, they don't. They have zero recompense for their injuries from it. The government pays for the injuries.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
That was the first thing that they had put into legislation was we're not responsible for the outcome of this.
And in what 75 years you can open up our fucking research and see what we did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, but you can go back and see the research on the mRNA. It's out there. You can go find it. It's easy. It's been around since the 90s.
Absolutely.
You can go find
not
mRNA.
only mRNA, but the
mRNA.
Those specific vaccinations.
Right. But it's still mRNA. It's still based off the same. That's like Dodge saying you can't see what we're doing inside our engine. But it's still an internal combustion engine. So if you can look at Chevrolets, you can know what Dodge has got going on. You know what I mean? They're not doing nothing no different. It's still internal combustion engine. So, and you can go back and you can do all the research you want.
But if they created a different
the
material
technology
for the pistons
of
that
mRNA
motor, and they changed, there's so many different codons you can change on those vaccinations that it can have an effect on your body that causes something that is not similar at all to something that was done before.
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. So the mRNA it's just a technology is all it is. It's not gene splicing either. It's not everything that they tell you. It doesn't change your DNA. That's practically impossible to do. So,
but it can change your DNA because it's an epigenetic. If there's a stressor to your body, epigenetics means that it causes your DNA in your body to be expressed differently.
But now you're talking about like a stressor to your body. So now you're talking about COVID could change your DNA too.
Yeah.
Any
environmental factor.
So we're not.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about
to
that.
the factor. Adapt the body to the.
Yeah. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about people are out there saying, well, it changed your DNA so that you turn into a lizard.
Yeah, it's putting a monkey dick on you.
Making the frogs gay.
And
that kind of shit.
It made the frogs gay. That comes back down to
Alex.
They took your jobs. Sending out information to people who just don't understand. Yeah.
I love South Park. Everything I know about Canada, I learned from South Park.
Right. Same. That's why I don't go.
Right. Exactly.
Are you finished, sir?
Build a wall up there.
I'm not finished. Okay, I'm finished.
Can I finish? Well, they ever make fun of Ross Perot with that. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Okay, I'm finished.
Right. I love South Park. I got a buddy that I know up in Canada from the internet. I've never met him, but I give him shit all the time. Like he's always posting pictures of his kids, and I'd be like, "Oh, look shit. What do they call it? That head's coming in real nice. That
the floppy head.
Floppy head.
Your flapping heads and your beady little eyes.
That flappy head's coming in real nice.
Hey, buddy.
He posted something the other day about how this kid was being like a terror and tearing stuff up, and I was like, oh, that's just that Canadian puberty. So,
It's awesome.
Do you think that, so we were talking about wage slave stuff, do you think that our society at the size it is, if we could start from scratch, do you think that a barter system could work? Because everybody would be forced to have a skill, right? Would be forced to contribute.
Well, listen, I already live by Bartertown rules.
But on a massive scale, because that would eliminate the need for fake money.
Bust the deal, face the wheel.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can tell you the reason why I still, not only because it's what my family's done for generations, and it fed us through some pretty tough times throughout history, because my family as a whole has always been very poor people, very poor farming people. But knowing how to make moonshine or to distill and things like that gives you a skill that is always needed and utilized. And as everybody knows, it's facts that whenever times get tough, the sales of alcohol and liquor come up.
Oh, sure.
And so it's always gives us something, just like I tell my sons as I'm teaching them how to do it, is knowing how to do this, you will always have a skill to put bread on the table.
Didn't we touch on this a little bit? Not last, maybe last time. Didn't we touch on this a little bit last time? Like
Charlie?
We
didn't get to that far into it, but we kind of brushed on it.
But I think I said last time. I think I said that if we could change our economy, like if we get rid of the Fed and we can rebuild our dollar, we build it off a production stance. Like the more you produce, the more money you make, because that's the more money that's going to come in. The better your production is, the more you produce, the more. If we could reset to that level, then that's kind of a barter system. I'm still bartering. I'm still bartering my skill for money. You know what I mean? So that I can piss it away on something else. You know what I mean? So if I think something like that would work, it would take years to implement. It would take a long time to implement and get it. We would go through a rough period to do it, but if you could take and base your economy off the production of your workers, and at the same time your workers benefit from that production, then we'd be walking on golden streets again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that you can still have capitalism with bartering, because the harder you farm, the more you farm, the more people I adjust, the more chickens I can get, the more food I can acquire.
Everything's capitalism. Even socialism, communism is capitalism, because you still got the guy at the top that has it all, that that earned it all or earned his way to it all. You know what I mean? He's still capitalized on whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's all capitalism. That's absolutely ridiculous.
The problem you get is when you get the guys that you've got a society of people that are farming and selling goods and bartering goods and doing everything that is just a normal everyday path. But then you've got the guys that slip in the back door and say, well, now let's control this market, or let's control the supply and demand over here, or and then here we are.
Right.
Right,
yeah, guys that well, but listen, you can't, everybody's always mad at the Rockefellers and the whatever the other guys' names are, the old guys that have all the money. Yeah, they have all the old money. They're always mad at that. Listen, all those guys did was, in their time, they were smart enough to know, I can manipulate and take advantage of this.
Like the Rothschilds.
Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, I can manipulate and control this, and by manipulating and controlling this, they still had to work. They still had to manage to gain that control. And so you can be mad at them. You can say eat the rich all you want, but you still have to look at it and go, if I can just learn to manipulate and control the coffee market or the cigar market, I can have all this power.
Right.
And then with all that power comes all that money. It's still an ethic that you can achieve. You can still achieve it.
Monopolizing the market. But you're right there, and that's the difference, was the ethics space behind it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the difference. But I've got no problem with capitalism. I have no problem. It's how I think we should be built in a sense. I think that how we allow the people above us that we so-called elect in, which is a joke process by itself, how we allow them to spend unchecked
completely unchecked.
Where a problem lies.
Totally unchecked.
And
not even on us, not even on our
No.
infrastructure, not on, and like you said, the power grid's failing, and they're putting $0 into it.
So let's send $30 billion overseas.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
that's
let's send
money laundering. That's what they're doing right now.
It's just. We need to, like, our system would work. I mean, this is still the greatest country in the world. This America, we're great. I love being an American.
I listen. Patriotism aside, it's not. I don't know about that.
We've got problems here for sure.
I mean,
But
Sweden looks. I mean, if it wasn't for the cold weather, Sweden looks pretty nice. Finland looks pretty nice. Japan looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll pass it all that.
You know?
But I mean, I would like this to be what this was. What we need to do is we need to bring, and this is my opinion. I am no economist. I don't know anything about economics other than, I pay my phone and light bill.
No, if you got into the president's, like if I won the presidency, and I tell people all the time, you get me on a debate stage, I'll win.
Yeah.
But if I won the presidency, I would have to hire economics. I would have to hire economists to come in and help me line. Hey, I've got this idea. Will it work? How do we make it work? I would have to hire people to help
That's
me do
what
that.
the best do. The best put teams in play that do what they do. That's what they do. That's how it's done.
Right.
But we spend so poorly. We don't worry about the important things, and we don't have industry here. Like the industry is all out of country.
Sure.
And we just need to bring it here.
Well, it's out of country on purpose. It's out of country so that they can send money over there and get the kickback.
NAFTA.
Yeah, NAFTA.
And get the kickback. Are we worried about time? What are we doing?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I get business emails.
Look at
all
this
day, every
motherfucker
day.
over here flexing.
I'm not flexing.
Yeah.
I
He broke the guns out.
Oh yeah, brother.
But I tell people all the time, it's like I have complete, and so I have I have enough to run to, like, if I thought I could win, if I could get the money, I have enough of a political standpoint that I think I could win.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think capitalism is a good system, but I also think that you should build some social. You should build, like, we should have health care in this country. Listen, and I'm not talking about what we have with insurance. I'm talking about doctor says I need this, I go get this. Government goes, here's your money, doctor. Not, whoa, do you need that? Does he need that?
Well,
not all these checks in between. It's simple. Doctor says I need my foot cut off. And so I go to the surgeon to get my foot cut off, and the government just comes in and goes, pays the doctor and pays the surgeon. Done. Listen, you're poisoning us all anyway. You're the reason my foot needs cut off from diabetes or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should pay for it.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about college. I feel the same way about education. If you want to get a doctorate in sciences, medical, biologists, whatever, chemistry, if psychology, if you want to get a doctorate in something that benefits our society, we should pick that tab up because we'll benefit from it. Our country will be a better country. Now, if you want to go and get some stupid philosophy degree, then
Still need those too.
I don't. Well, yeah, okay. So philosophy's a bad one. If you want to go and get, I don't know,
Or do what everybody did. They didn't know what they wanted to be.
a
They did
degree in
psychology.
poetry.
Right.
If you want to go get a degree in poetry, you're gonna have to pay for that one yourself, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's people that just go and play grab ass for 3 years and then drop out or quit, right?
Right,
So
right.
Like, they don't finish.
Right. You should have to pay for, like, if you want to be a librarian for the rest of your life, you should have to, and you want to go to college because you can go to college for that.
Yeah.
You should have to pay for that silly ass shit yourself.
So I definitely think we need.
You're not benefiting me.
We need doctors and lawyers. We need doctors, lawyers, but we also need the other thing is we need to focus on is the importance. We need tradesmen. We need electricians. We need
and we don't have that. I mean, you got lucky and you went to Wood River where you can learn some of that vocational shit right there at the high school.
Yeah.
I went to CM where our vocational was at J.B. Johnson. It was very, very limited.
Yeah.
And you had to jump through all these fucking hoops to get it. And if you were even so much as slightly a bad kid, they'd yank it right the fuck away from you. So
yeah, but that's the school system as a whole, and that even seems like like it's getting worse. I understand they're a bit overwhelmed as well, but the school system as a whole, and I'm not talking about any one particular school, it's fine. But
well, that's just
we've
the two
dumbed
examples that I know for a
yeah,
fact.
we've dumbed it down to again, it almost feels like to a straight wage control thing.
Well, a dumb society is
teach
easier
them
to
how to go
control.
to work, push a burger. But now, these kids are very creative and they're pushing past that and they're finding out, well, look, I can do this online without doing that, or I can do this and make it easier. And
Right.
it's like, so they're figuring out, I don't need to build your bridges. I don't need to. But what they don't understand is
You do
not
need to.
everybody can do that.
Right.
We're going to still need the bridge builders and the electricians and the
Well,
doctors and the...
that goes back to what I was saying about CM. Listen, not everybody is going to go to college.
Yeah.
From this, like more than half of your children that go to school at Civic Memorial, when I was there, and I'm sure it's still the same because the place looks the same to me, they're not going to go to college. Teach them something that they can learn to make money,
Yep.
so they're not smoking freaking meth because they can't make money anyway. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Or we as a society look at that as a whole and we alter it to be unique to the person and their needs.
Right.
So to be able to
Right.
identify what the kid needs, which way the kid's going to go, how the kid wants to go,
But that's not
and
gonna
then be
happen.
able to offer different options for these kids.
Because a dumb society is easier to control.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
they want you just smart enough to make money.
Exactly.
That's what
And
they
like
want.
so, like for me, like you said about getting stuff paid for, right? So there was kids in my chiropractic school class whose parents are chiropractors or doctors, and they fit the bill for them, right? Boom.
Right.
But I walked out of there with $150,000 in
Yeah.
debt, right? I had scholarships.
And you shouldn't have because you are the betterment to society.
Well, I mean, I tried to be, but like undergrad, I had scholarships. Everything else, played soccer, paid for, right? So nothing from there. But from chiropractic school, guess how much I still owe? $139,000, and I pay a payment every single month. I've dropped it that much, and so
Have you tried any of the programs to get rid of it?
can't do it because I don't work. It's not a low income enough area.
That's
to,
right.
To serve, and I've served here for 16 years. So if I was anywhere else
Manipulate
6
it.
years ago, I could have gotten them.
Manipulate it like everybody else does,
You
like
can't-
they do. Manipulate. Yes, you can. You just don't know the manipulation. You just don't know how to get in.
I don't mind paying for what I owe, but I would like the number to go fucking down, right?
Yeah, it's
you know what I
not
mean?
interest.
So
Why
so,
am I paying interest on education?
so right now,
Right.
I've paid them over $200,000 for $150,000 loan,
Yeah.
right? So and I still owe $139,000. I've been on my income based repayment for the last 10 years. Okay, if I stay on that for another 10 years, they'll forgive my loans. But I've already paid them almost. I'll have to pay almost triple of what I took
So
out.
they'll have $500,000 by the time you reach this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, it's forgiven. You're
Yeah.
good.
So,
Yeah.
so here's
What?
Here's my question. And it comes from a very irresponsible place. Very, very irresponsible place. How high is your credit? Because that's what you're worried about. That's why you're paying it, right? Your credit score.
Yeah.
How high is your credit score and can take that hit?
870 or some shit.
So it can probably take that hit.
They're never removed.
Yeah,
You can't.
that-
You,
Mine are gone.
No, student loans.
Student loans are
Mine are
lifetime.
gone.
They're
Mine are gone
lifetime.
completely.
they
Mine are
won't-
gone and forgiven completely. But if you have an 870 credit score, what's it going to do? Bump you down to 750? You're going to pay a little bit higher interest here and there, but you're not getting reamed up the asshole by some loan.
But they'll come for it, and they'll end up garnish. That company will garnish
Yeah.
my wages that
Or
I pay
seize
myself,
assets.
or seize assets.
Yeah, set liens.
It's
Yep.
they can you cannot file
But
bankruptcy.
there's ways
and
to
get rid
stop
of them
that.
anymore.
But there's ways to stop wage garnishment and asset seizing. There's ways to stop that. So,
Man, I don't know,
yeah. Well, I can take you to somebody right now. They can tell you how to stop wage garnishment.
Well, that's awesome. I need to.
But she's just sitting in the other room. She was sweeping a while ago. She can tell you how to stop wage garnishment because she did it at the loan company forever. So she knows how to stop it. But I don't think it's a proven science, but it's at least something to put out. You know what I mean? You look at the poor people in this country that manipulate the shit out of everything. Now, my aunt can get whatever she wants whenever she wants it because she just knows how to manipulate the system that way. She's poor trash. Never been worth a fucking nickel in her life. She's a complete piece of shit. But she can go to school and get scot-free away with it. So with nothing. She can go be a chiropractor and never have to pay a damn dime. She knows how to do it. So you just don't know. You just, because you're a good person and you don't look at that, like you said, I owe the debt. I don't mind paying it. You know what I mean? But you've paid it. Mm-hmm. So now it's time to looking at ways to quit paying it, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even mind paying a little bit of fig for him for doing it for me, right? But like to pay triple or quadruple what.
But a 1,000% markup on an educational degree is asinine.
Oh, sure,
it's asinine.
Right,
it's just great
for something that's the betterment of society. And there's I'm telling you, there's programs out there that you just haven't looked into them that you can manipulate your way into. And it's corruption. It's corruption, but everybody's corrupt.
What I would do in your situation,
you'd have to be corrupt.
In your situation, what I would do is I would either acquire a large amount of assets that I can lean against, or take a current assets that I currently have to lean against, to be able to chunk down the principal balance to reduce the interest.
Right?
Can you done?
Can you pay it off? Can you like do debt consolidation on some shit and then just lump sum pay that shit and be done with it?
I could take a HELOC out of my house.
Loan out financing, cash out loan financing.
But can you do that? But can you take them and go, well, here's my money, go the fuck away, all at one time? Yep. Well, then see, and so then compare your interest rates. You know what I mean? Is the interest
5.75%?
Right. It's the interest on whatever you put up for or hawk. Is that interest going to be less or more?
Yeah, I mean, you can save on the interest end of it, I guess.
You can save on interest.
I guess
get rid of that
when you do it as well.
And then it's not a repeated. And then it's not a repeated process you have to worry about for the rest of your life. And I'm not even that smart with this shit. So
I would definitely consider utilizing some assets, leaning against some assets to get that chunk down, especially with that kind of overtime interest. That's rape, is what that is. That's constant.
That's terrible. That's absolutely raping. Terrible. That's not even soft. That's
it's rough every day.
That's like putting on your pit viper glasses and your sleeveless T-shirt and going to town on somebody. That's what that is.
But yeah, and it's a shame too, because you went and learned something specialized, and now you're in the community helping people in the field that you've chosen, and then so it just makes it that much more unfair at that point, especially because you took the time to become specialized. So now you have to pay interest on being specialized.
Oh, sure.
Not to mention, I'm sure now you're in a different tax bracket than everybody else. So now you're in a 35 percentile tax bracket and being raped regardless in taxes annually. Mm-hmm. So I feel your pain, my friend. I feel your pain.
I'm fully for everybody manipulating the system in any which way they can, because they're doing it to us. So, the bank steals money from. That's why every time I see somebody rob a bank, I'm like, good. Oh, we're trying to identify this person that robbed this bank. Stop snitching, because the bank robs people every day.
Well, and so I think that people who are in my class too, I'm sure some of them have paid off their loans. Maybe they didn't have a family. Maybe they made more money. They had a more affluent area. They did more and they already paid it off. Like you said, I've paid mine off. So now I don't mind trying to find a way to not have to do it, because I've paid what I owed.
Yeah. And probably a little on top as
well.
Oh
yeah, no, I have, 100%. So yeah, I got to figure that out. But it's definitely a thing. And so I think if people should, unless it was a program like you said, I think people, if they have something that's created a life for them, that's given them a lifestyle and has provided a life for their family, they should pay for the knowledge they learned and the skills they acquired.
But if somebody is doing this for the betterment of society, as if you're bettering the world I live in with your degree, then why shouldn't part of my taxes be taken and given towards that debt because society is now in debt to you.
Right, but now you got to say, okay, well, if we're gonna do that for you,
now he's waving a straight razor.
Now you can't rape.
He's getting ready to go down.
Get my pistol.
Now he's waving a straight razor at me and talking about rape.
The final Unrolled episode.
Right. I'm about to go down in here.
Then you can't take advantage of the people you're supposed to serve.
Right.
And there's people who do that, so they'll charge you crazy prices,
and
they'll do that. So if somebody's footing the bill for your degree, then you cannot. There has to be rules on you what you can do to provide for those people.
Well, what they'll do is they'll do a fixed rate, and that's how they do it in other countries.
Well, the reason the medical industry is so out of control on prices and stuff like that, is because the insurance company has to pay them. Once it gets improved, they have to pay whatever that doctor, that surgeon, whatever that pharmaceutical company, whatever they want. They have to pay it.
No, they
There's,
don't pay.
there's contract prices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
it's
don't-
just like Aetna.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But those contract prices are what the other prices are based off of. So Yeti Coolers is a good example. Yeti Coolers has a contract with ambulance services across the country. So that's why their coolers are like $200 freaking dollars, because that's what they're charging them, and they're getting it. Those people are paying it. They're good coolers.
Yeah.
Sure, they're good coolers, but they're paying it. Those people are paying it, but so now they're selling it to the market at that price, but that's why. That's a great example of what's happening.
Yeah, it should be based on. I mean, of course, there's always a markup. Of course, there's always a markup with products. I mean, it covers everything, like your overhead at your business, or my overhead at my business, or yours, whatever. So, based on a standard general industry markup, what is that? 35-40% is a standard markup on a good sold or a service sold. So, anything above that your standard markup that is supposed to cover rent, power, whatever it took, the movement to get the product or service going, and then a little bit of profit on the back end so you can continue on.
So that's $80 for an aspirin, right, at the hospital.
Crazy.
So what would your surgery have cost here compared to what it cost in TJ?
Well, here's why I did this. So we're looking at a $120,000 surgery here. Okay, we're a 30-minute procedure, $120,000. I went down there, paid out of pocket $4,000, and that was including 2 first-class flights.
And the free
room and
scalpel
board.
that he's got still
And a towel.
I don't know, somewhere.
Listen, if I get a free scalpel on the
This
way
guy's
out,
car
that's,
keys.
that's a bonus. You know what I mean?
He's got the keys to a 1982 Toyota Corolla.
I want the car.
Right,
This is a '82 Honda. But it was way different, and the healthcare again, it's Illinois. Again, the healthcare there was absolutely phenomenal. I didn't have any language barriers. They were all the equipment they used was state of the art. I mean,
That's because that's their market.
Exactly.
They train people to speak. They hire people that can
Exactly.
speak English because their market is getting you to come down there. And,
do
and
I
pay
want to
money.
go? Do I want to go to a guy that does 10,000 surgeries a year, or do I want to go to a guy that does 20,000 surgeries a year and have the muscle memory to knock it out with the same state of the art equipment?
So I watched something. I don't remember the name of it now, but there's a documentary where the guy goes to Taiwan, maybe. But he goes somewhere in Asia, and he gets all. Actually, you can see part of it on I think Super Size Me. No, it's not Super Size Me. It's the same guy though that does
Morgan
Super Size Me. I
Spurlock?
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes over there, and like he gets this nice fancy room, and he gets all this, and it was like 10% of just the procedure.
Yeah.
Here, like 10%, like that's in the room. That's everything he did. All his expenses paid, all his flight over, everything.
Yeah.
It was like 10% of here. But again, that's because these insurance companies,
That's where it is.
right? They have a stranglehold on all this
That's what it
shit.
is.
They're getting a kickback, and I've been telling people for years that Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, it's an insurance scam.
Yeah.
That's all it is an insurance scam. It's not health care.
My sister lives over in Thailand. She's in a ministry with her husband over there, and they were telling me that Phuket, is that how you say it? Fuck it, Phuket.
Phuket.
Whatever.
But it's one of the biggest places in the world for cosmetic surgery. People come there and get all the cosmetic surgery done because it's
Right.
cheap. Like you're saying, like it's cheap. They get to fly over there, first class accommodations and
Yeah.
everything else,
Right.
and it's 5-10% of what it costs anywhere else in the world.
Right. Yeah. So and he goes there and he swallows this. Instead of them ramming a camera up your ass, he swallows a pill. And 24 hours later, they know everything they need to know
Yeah.
about his entire intestinal system.
Yeah.
Instead of just the part that they could get a camera up.
Yeah. Well, I had a great experience, and it was pretty cool. As a matter of fact, like I'm an idiot, so I was watching like Turista and like all those movies about like losing kidneys and stuff like that. And I was thinking,
Right.
I mean, if this time I'm gonna go out, it's still pretty epic. Into my
It's a
story.
good story.
Sure,
You know what I
right,
mean?
Yeah.
Like
Figuring
as
it
a local guy.
Right. Yeah.
Found in parts.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Right. Absolutely.
Now I think I gotta get down there, see a donkey show.
That's a
but it was
GoFundMe I'd
nothing
donate
like
to.
I googled. It was nothing. it was nice.
Right.
was
Well,
a
you
nice
didn't
place.
you didn't take in a donkey show while you were there?
I
'Cause
tried.
they are
It
there.
was- yeah,
They are there.
So I hear that, but as I'm looking out my beautiful suites window, and all I see is Taco Bell and Domino's, and I was like,
wrong part of
shit, this
TJ.
is.
Ping pong ball tricks.
I was like, shit, this is right.
You can see that here.
Right. Right.
I was like, well, shit, this is just California.
Right.
Right.
Basically.
Well, it is Baja, Mexico.
Baja,
Just
California. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's there are donkey shows there.
Oh yeah, that's
when,
right.
when I went, we drove down Main Street, and there was a guy in cut off jean shorts, and I can't remember if I think one of them didn't have his shirt on, but they both had flip flops on, and they were just in the middle of the street running a jackhammer. And it's like, is that their street crew, or is that some dude found a jackhammer? He's tearing some shit up. And the dogs, did you see it? Did you see the dogs?
All over the place.
Oh, the stray dogs.
Yeah, the emaciated stray dogs are everywhere.
Yeah. Are they rabid?
I'm
I didn't know
hungry.
anyone.
Hungry enough to be rabid, I'm
They
sure.
were sure. They looked hungry, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, just wild packs of stray dogs running all over the streets down there. The only time I felt uneasy there was I went to a different part of town. It was some family of theirs, and nobody there spoke English. I was like the only white, fluorescent white at that where I was, and there's a guy just far enough away that I could see him, you know what I mean? But he wasn't close enough to be dangerous, but I could see him, I could see, I could see
You can
his
feel the
eyes.
danger.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's got this 2-liter full of muddy looking water, and he's brushing his teeth. And then while he's brushing it, I catch him doing it, right? And so I'm looking at this like, oh, what the fuck? And so I look a little bit longer than I should have, right? And so he catches me looking, and he just, while brushing his teeth, I'm like, I want to get stabbed with that fucking toothbrush.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to petting this goat. And that's literally what I did the whole 2 hours we were there. I pet and talked to this goat because nobody else understood English, so I might as well talk to this fucking goat. And then I ate the son of a bitch 6 hours later.
All right.
It's okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
They can cook down there, that's for sure.
I got 3 helpings of this food that they didn't, and then they were all laughing while I was eating because I'm just shoveling it in my mouth, right? It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then they were all laughing, and then finally the girl I was with, she was like, "You know what you're eating?" And I go, "No, it's good." She goes, "That's that goat that you made buddies with a couple hours ago."
Be like, no problem. You ever had Jack in the Box?
No wonder he tastes good, and he's my friend.
Healthy.
Yeah.
He was my friend.
Man, I love some curry goat, man. One of my Pakistani friends from High School, his mom always sent home fucking just packages of like all that shit. It was so good.
I tried to cook goat one time and failed massively because goat is really, really hard to cook.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she did it. It was delicious though.
It's really, really hard to cook. You got to cook it just right, or it's tough and stringy, and it just tear your whole mouth up trying to eat the shit. I ate it anyway because I paid for it, but I suffered through it.
It's terrible, but
Right.
I gotta get it down.
You gonna roll a cigar?
I didn't even bring one.
They didn't even bring
No.
one. We, were just,
We haven't unrolled
we're-
one. And
We're
I know.
unrolling
Right.
we've been unrolling our feelings.
right.
We have been.
Right.
Instead.
Yeah.
We've been unrolling. We didn't even
I'm gonna have
talk
to
that
go.
much about conspiracy.
I'm gonna have to go home and talk about this closet thing with my wife. I may have
Right.
Right.
sparked some things here. We're gonna have to
Right.
work through some stuff tonight.
That CBD oil, by the way, Drew, since we were talking about my anxiety level earlier, is working wonders.
What's your dose?
I'm only taking 0.25.
Awesome.
Yeah, perfect.
That's
yeah.
all
Did
awesome.
you kind of dial it in like I said?
No, I just thought, you know, I'm going to take 0.25 because I don't want intestinal problems because I know that oil like that can give you bubble guts real bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll work my way. If I need more, I'll work my way up. And it's working excellently. I haven't
And
even
you're
worked up.
doing.
I'm
the,
sure I
the
will
CBDs,
eventually.
right? You're is that something you offer at your practice now as well, CBDs?
Yeah, I have CBD oil and like gummies and some other kind of gummies. And
So let me ask you this then: how do you feel about kratom?
I mean,
Just get the real.
yeah, I mean it's a pretty like vicious or high, isn't it? Is it not? I mean, there's different strains or.
So yeah, there's different strains per se, but I love it naturally for pains, aches, especially coming off all the weight. I've got a lot of joint problems now, and I don't do anything narcotic per se.
Yeah.
So I try to keep everything natural, and it's really close without the weird high and grossness that's associated with like opiates and such.
Yeah.
So I love it. It helps me every day.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Isn't kratom? Isn't that? I don't know what kratom is. I've always thought kratom was like that fake weed.
No, kratom is like it's actually it's kratom is I guess how they say it there in Thailand, but it's actually related close to either the coffee plant or the tea plant, and it's the leaves. and the leaves have an alkali in the leaf that is closely related to activating neurons in the brain that is close to an opiate or opioid, without being an opiate or opioid.
Really?
Yeah, it's it really does. I stumbled across it.
I thought it was like synthetic generic or synthetic fake weed.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too.
No
it's,
shit.
It's pretty phenomenal.
Bath salts. I thought it was bath
Right,
salts.
right,
yeah,
yeah, pretty much.
No, I don't think I've eaten a face today, so
Right.
that's good.
The day is just
Yeah,
started.
bro.
Yeah,
Right.
the day is young.
We got so
young.
many hours left,
Yeah.
man. What are you talking
5
about?
hours left.
Let's step into the back room.
That's
here.
it. Right.
Eat the proper face.
Let's give it,
Just
yeah.
make sure the person deserved to have their face eaten.
Try to eat my own face this morning. I
That
couldn't
would be
fucking
an
get to
interesting
it.
evaluation, personally. Does their face deserve eating? That would be-
There's a lot of people out there. who
Before
deserve
I
to have their
dive
face
in,
I would like to
should
work
I-
through that shit
right,
with somebody.
Right. I'm gonna eat your fucking face today.
We really didn't even talk about conspiracies. We went straight into political nonsense.
Well, it's just the rabbit hole that
around.
stuff shifts on.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
We have a bullet point list of different ones that we want to discuss so we can blow people's minds who don't know about these conspiracies.
Yes!
I know that
That's
hit the mic.
all the sounds.
I know that hit the
Yes.
mic.
That was all the sounds.
So I gotta ask, your book there, where your bullet points, you do that for every guest?
Yeah.
How long does that take you to generate? And how do you generate these questions? And are they standard?
No.
Chat GTP.
Yeah,
Or
chat
G-
GPT.
GPT.
No, I kind of like think about the person coming in, maybe not know completely about their past, but think about what, what would be interesting to ask them about
Sure.
their past and go from there. Maybe an hour, just sit there and just kind of, do my
ponder
do my
things.
mushrooms and,
Right,
and
right.
think questions.
Right?
Based on
They
a little
come
bit
from
of
the
information,
universe.
based
Yeah.
on what you're curious into. And
Yeah.
Right.
They come from the universe if you're
Yeah,
taking mushrooms. when
yeah,
you do
of
it.
course, yeah.
Hence the fuck, marry, kill. It's
Right.
literally
I try-
three fast food people.
Yeah, I try not to. I haven't asked any of the same questions twice yet, so I'm trying to keep that going and not asking. But the one consistent question is our
Right.
fuck, marry, kill question that we always
Yeah,
ask.
yeah, yeah.
With just different, players involved,
Sure,
of course.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how that works, and I just thought, sometimes you do it right at the beginning, kind of stimulate conversation. Otherwise, just throw it in the middle. It's whatever Mike.
Right.
wants
Excellent.
to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Drew has done wonders for the podcast because we were just kind of
We're getting bored.
we were just coming on and bullshitting,
Right.
Not
So-
talking about nothing.
Right.
When he approached me with this the other night,
We make
which was,
we make
Did-
fun of people that try
Did
to
he
open
tell you?
businesses
Did
and
he
whatever.
tell you about his
ta-da!
Did he tell you
I'm
about
that
his
idiot.
next prospected?
I'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, because he told me another name that for a prospective guest, and I go, you better ask somebody about that one.
I
think
think
there's hurt
this is cool
feelings
though
there.
what you guys have going here. It's pretty cool. So I dove a little bit into the different episodes after you sent me the one episode there. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah. No, we're
great.
just
We had some good ones in the past, but they were hit and miss and far away.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I'm a pretty boring guest. So
No, I am.
No, absolutely not.
But-
It's fantastic. Like,
it's and the thing is, like, we can't even get into like so your PM company is called
Plant maintenance services.
Plant Maintenance Services. You have how many crew?
We have we're multifaceted across the U.S. We have currently 4 different divisions. With a division also getting ready to pop north as well.
Right.
Decatur area.
You're an idiot from Wood River, and look what you're doing.
Plant
true.
maintenance,
no,
like,
no,
like
that's-
Defender.
Plant maintenance, no, like a bunch of greasy vacuum hydroblasting guys.
Bunch of what?
Industrial cleaning is what I do.
Well, that's what Defender is in
it?
Nolan.
I don't know them. I'm not so like
Terrible company to work for.
Yeah, and I can tell you, like, I'm from this industry. Like, it's kind of what I've always done with us being oil and gas area.
Right.
I think Triad Industries was where I got my start back when I was a young kid still in high school. And I just got into the industry. All my brothers and sisters at one point, their husbands, we've all been in the industry.
Right.
And it's just something that I've learned to do. And I was just given a shot to sell, and the company was dying, and that's where I just kind of found my niche,
Right.
if you will. And it just, I wasn't trained to be a salesman. I wasn't.
Sure. Take
It
a
just-
box
it
box
just
of donuts,
happened, and now it's,
bucket of chicken, and
yeah.
fucking sit around and talk with some guys. And
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. No, you just connect with them
That's it.
and try to solve their problems.
And you solve their problems.
That's every sales call ever.
And you don't offer them anything that's unrealistic
Right.
or bullshit.
Yeah, just be real.
Yeah, meet the expectations you set.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then be consistent. That's all it was.
And look what you've
And,
grown from just that.
I've blown this place to the moon.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
awesome.
And I'm nobody.
Dude, that's why I tell people all the time.
absolutely
Yeah, I'm an idiot from Milton Road.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a dumbass from Alton. You know, and still am. So.
Yeah, me too.
Right, right.
Still the same idiot.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
I was one wheeling the other day.
moved from
just-
Wood River, Roxana, and I'm an idiot, Roxana.
Right. I'm back in the hood, so I like it there.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, no, I mean, like like you have the gift of gab too. So as far as you said, boring guest, no, because there's no lapse in conversation.
No,
right?
not at all.
There's no like sitting like, oh, what should we talk about? No,
You know,
it's
and
like
that's
a
the
go.
joy of a salesperson too, is because you can see, you know what you need to ask to stimulate the conversation. Because really, the best salespeople don't even talk that much; they listen.
Yeah,
you know,
that's correct.
Right, so
That's
you
correct.
just listen to what the prospective person's saying, and then you can interchange with some proper content.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And you said it too.
Right.
It's listening.
yeah, absolutely.
It's really weird because I've been bartering, back to the barter thing,
Yeah.
my entire life. I'm a terrible salesman.
It really,
So you're probably
terrible.
better than you think you are.
Terrible.
that's what I tell them
Yeah,
all the
you're
time.
better than
Yeah.
you think
My
you are.
problem is that this is what it is. That's it.
Ju-
And I tell it to you in such a way that you look at me and you go, "Oh, fuck you."
Right.
Or
But
you tell it
that's-
in such a way to
that's
where
how it is.
you're pushing that, but your natural psychology says, "Oh, you want this."
Well,
you know,
That's how it is. That's just
Yeah.
how it is.
I think you're a better salesman than you probably give
This is
yourself credit for. Chuck.
this is what you're going to get.
Yeah,
You can get it or you can't.
you set expectations.
Right.
This is what
So
you get.
right now
Oh,
you
yeah.
are following the standard line of sales.
Absolutely.
I told Romero
Honest,
yesterday.
direct expectations, realistic.
right.
I told him yesterday. I said, this is how much it's going to be,
Right.
and I think I can get them out, but I'm not going to guarantee I can. But
Right.
you're going to pay me to try, and I can or I can't.
Right.
So that's what it is. So, and I got them out. So
I don't
fair
do
enough.
anything different, my friend, with power plants all over the U.S. or biorefiners or ethanol plants or oil and gas from BP out of Britain to ConocoPhillips to.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. That's the same
Right.
conversation I have with them.
Right. I don't know. People don't like me in the cigar industry. I guess
Well,
I'm not good at selling cigars. Maybe.
yeah, nobody is. I just let
They
them pick
sell
it out.
themselves.
They sell themselves. Just pick it up.
I don't.
Yeah, he goes, oh, there it is. Speaking of which, I gotta go do some cigar stuff soon.
Gotta go work.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which,
Speaking of which,
why the new employees here already?
I have a bunch of admin. I'm only 2 days behind since
I have to figure
That's
out.
actually really good.
Yeah, I'm 2 days behind this week alone. Yeah, so
I got to finish my end of month.
right
January.
for January.
That sounds like responsibilities, and
It sounds like bill payment.
nobody want to do none of
I
that.
know, I really don't.
Well, guys, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Jonas, best of luck, but you're not going to need it, bro. I don't even really believe in luck, but you guys are going to build something that's going to be phenomenal. You already have. Your following's already fucking killing it. So
great.
I know the wife's going to murder everything down there. So, and I'm sure.
She disappeared. She was here, and now she wasn't there.
Yeah, she's busy. She's definitely busy. She has got
check out
a
Live
she
She
has
has
got
a different car.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's got an A/B list. I mean, she goes down the list. She's a killer. She's a great
And this
partner.
was fantastic. So thank you very
Yeah,
much.
dude,
Tell her
I-
thank you for bringing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We hope
Coffee,
you guys
treats,
appreciate it.
everything was perfect. So,
Heck yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
so,
she was like, "There's no way I'm going to send you down there and you're not going with coffee and cookies." I was like, "Okay, no problem."
So Saturday the 15th, is that right?
The 15th.
Yep. So Saturday the 15th isn't even tax day because it's actually the 18th. If you're still fucking on the struggle bus.
Still on the struggle bus.
But yeah. So if you, it's from 6 a.m. to what, 1 or 2?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Grand opening. You're gonna do showcase what you're doing. Coffees, treats are
Full
for
menu.
you guys. Everything.
Yeah, full menu.
Everything.
Fantastic.
Fucking
Yeah,
rock and
you guys
roll,
come
bro.
back, and then
I'll be down in the morning. I got some.
we're going to be featuring, of course, I keep it local. So the baker, Dolce Anna
Yeah.
out of Alton, she's our baker. She's a wonderful human being.
Super cute.
Absolutely love her to
I
death.
want to put her on the shelf.
Hey, I know, she's like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
cutest. How old is she? Because
I
in
have
my
no
head,
idea.
she's 10.
I look at her and I'm like, oh, that could be my daughter. She's so cute.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, wait, this is your spot? Like, I would just put you on the shelf, like, on an ornament.
Yeah,
like, she's adorable.
She
shit.
is a great human being
Yeah,
too,
dude,
and
absolutely.
she is a true artist with what she does.
State Street represent.
Yep. So of course we got to keep her going.
Right.
And then all the contacts that I'm meeting that are in different businesses, local businesses. Everybody around, they're great. Everybody has been wonderful.
I'm just an idiot. I just keep running. So.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, man. So but I appreciate all the advice, all the discussions. Like, this has been pretty awesome to come here home,
right.
because the businesses that I have started in different areas,
right.
They're not as welcoming or facilitating.
Sure. And that's that's basically all we got. You know, I mean, not to quote a song, but I'm sure it's a song somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people don't support. You know, especially within your town or on your street or whatever. You know, it just only makes sense. Because the more people are coming to Ferguson, the more people. Everybody wins.
Well, like I said, down there, the problem with down there is too many old people that don't want the traffic no more.
Well, and they're going to eventually, not to be super crude, but they're going to die off.
There's an expiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the idea will live past that.
Hopefully, and hopefully it just doesn't diminish because of the obstacles that are set forth now.
I agree with that too.
Yeah. So Drew's been single-handedly. I mean, every day he just goes and cuts somebody's yard down there just to make the whole neighborhood better.
Well, Drew, it's going to be great having you.
It looks like he should be out. He looks like he should be
We'll
cutting
be popping in coffee all the time.
He looks like the captain of the yard cutters right now.
Yeah, he looks like he should be cutting.
Well, that's why he's got the safety glasses on. I assume that's why he's always wearing safety glasses.
Right. Those ANSI approved OSHA?
Yeah.
Rigs?
Right. Fucking vipers. Fucking pit vipers.
Bush my balls, see?
Yeah, bush your balls, see?
Wise guys, eh?
Speaking of which,
looks like a roofer.
I gotta dress up. No, he doesn't have a crack pipe in this.
Well,
right.
It's meth these days.
So we're doing a Prohibition tour in Alton. So
awesome.
Yeah. So the cigar shop down there is gonna be one of the stops. So I bought.
You gonna see that
awesome.
vest fits?
No, I already bought another one. That's what came the other day.
I doubt it would fit anyway. Yeah. It's so tight on me, it makes me feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah, this one was very slimming as well. So I probably should have went up a size.
I was gonna put another outfit on for Drew today, but the hat's at home and I have one wheel.
Dude, so. I was so curious as to like who was gonna outdress who today. Like that's the only reason I was like early and on time. I was like, I can't wait to see the outfits today. Like who's wearing what?
So I gotta bring the hat up here.
The one he sent me, you had the old hat on, the glasses, the safety glasses with the vest.
Straight serial killer.
Absolutely.
Dude, he looked good, didn't he?
Awesome.
Right. I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I gotta go get glasses. I got an eye appointment this Friday, and Sarah's like, you better not buy Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Please.
Now you have to.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Now you have to.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And give up them ball caps, dude. Kroger's all day. That's great.
Well, I had a really nice one, and I can't find it anywhere.
The Scully style?
Yeah. I had a Scully hat.
Oh, really?
Bought,
oh, nice.
And I can't find it anywhere.
Them dudes down in Alton,
Dude, I'll bring it back to the 80s and wear my rabbit fur Kangol up here. It doesn't fit my head anymore.
Yeah, that's classic.
I have a real rabbit fur Kangol.
I'm getting on Amazon now.
That's it. That's classic. I want
doesn't
one
fit
now.
my head no more, though. I don't know what happened.
Well,
I guess it shrunk.
Remember the full brim fur Kangos?
Yeah.
That's what it
is.
is.
That's what it is?
Oh,
man.
Rabbit fur Kangol.
Classic.
Yep. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you the women that attracts. That
baby blue hat, red tracksuit.
It was black. Back in my partying days.
Chuck Taylors.
I'd wear that hat. That's normally what I wear too.
Yeah.
But because I've been wearing them since been wearing them since they were $20. They were the poor kid shoes.
Right. Yeah.
But
goddamn Kmart.
But I can't tell you. I'd wear that hat to house parties.
That is okay.
I knew.
Dad's gonna be at the buffet tonight.
All right, let's wrap this up. Give us a like, share, comment. Go check out Rachel and Company down in downtown Wood River, starting this Saturday from 6 a.m. to I'm gonna go at 9 because there's no way I'm up that early. But amazing coffee, second time. Dude,
really?
Yeah, my sleep schedule's off.
Yeah.
It's probably when I'll go down there too.
Yeah. So right. Yeah. Hey, pick me up. You guys are gonna be super successful, man. It's a no-brainer for you guys down there, man. I'm really. I mean, it's gonna be work, but it's gonna be awesome. So give it a like, share, comment. Go down there, post a selfie. I pulled in his parking lot and took a picture of my truck. And I was like, I'm just going to wait here till you open, man. Just hurry up.
Which way is... So if I'm at 6th Street, am I going towards the bus depot or
Yes.
towards
Yes.
Hit and Run?
Yeah, you're going to go west until you hit 1st Street.
Towards the bus depot?
I would assume probably right around 20 blocks, right? From 6th Street to 1st Street.
I don't know that. I know 6th Street, 9th Street naturally. But I don't know any of the other number. I know Penning and Acton. I know those streets. I don't know the other streets.
So,
if
what-
you hit the burger bar, you've gone too far.
Right. I think I know where it's at.
Yeah,
'Cause I think I know the
It's
building.
catty corner to the old Schwinn shop, right?
Yeah,
Where
like-
Brown's Tire and Auto.
Yeah,
Brown's Tire and Auto.
Right across the street from the old
Yeah,
Browns.
dude.
Oh, it's past you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay,
the next
okay.
block down.
Yeah,
is
it's
that deal.
like I literally park in front of Brown's and then walk over there. Like it's that close. So no, it's gonna be epic, man. You're gonna do great, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in the future with the brand and whatever else you can pop off down there. So
Absolutely.
all right, anything, Drew? Final words?
You gotta
Fantastic
Put, you, gotta,
episode.
you gotta put those glasses back on and give us
Yeah.
some. Oh yeah.
Yeah, hurry up.
Come on.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
He goes,
Oh, you
Yeah.
flexing it too? You flexing it too?
The cream rises to the top.
All right, we're out.